What is up, my friends? How are we? You're very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds taking on Burnley at Anfield in a 3 p.m. kickoff. The team news has dropped, and it is, as you can see on your screen there now. We'll go through it for you in a moment. Substitutes bench as well, worth keeping an eye on. We'll talk to you about that one. Of course, we are being brought to you today with thanks to our friends at Big Up, and we'll walk you through how you can enter today's predictions game very quickly. Right, ladies and gents, let's look at the Liverpool team. It is Mr. Alisson Becker in goal, Jeremy Frimpong at right back, Miloš Kerkez at left back. Your centre-back pairing today, Ibrahim Konate and your captain Virgil van Dijk. In midfield, Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis Jones, with Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz and Cody Gakpo all nicely tucked in behind Mr. Hugo Ekitike, who thankfully returns to the starting 11. On the bench, Georgi Mamardashvili, Joe Gomez, Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister, Fede Chiesa, Andy Robertson, Trey Morris-Nyoni, Calvin Ramsey and Rio Engamoa. That is your Liverpool bench. So welcome to you all. Thank you. It's 0-0 still in the boring derby that nobody really wants to watch. So don't be subjecting yourself to that Manchester derby, lads. Come on, 0-0. Who wants to see the club where Mark Gay is going to go play his football? That still makes me very sad and angry. Right, how are we? Good afternoon to all. Welcome in. Nice to see you all. Hope you're all having a nice Saturday so far. The weather's absolutely miserable where I am. Don't forget to enter our predictions game, ladies and gents. I'll walk you through it now, just in case you haven't been with us before. There'll be a little bit of a video demo playing on the screen. Come join us for our predictions game over on Big Up. You've got the answers. It's either yes or no. Predictions is a sweepstakes game where you answer from a selection of yes or no match questions, and there is even a free-to-play option available. When you visit Big Up, you'll see our familiar, beautiful Anfield Agenda watch-along thumbnail. Just click on the predictions game below. Answer at least 2 questions from the list and choose your entry amount. We've got 2 versions of the game for you to choose from, Power Play and Flex Play. In Power Play, all of your chosen selections must be answered correctly to win your prize. However, in Flex Play, you can still win a prize even if one of your selections loses, as long as you've made a minimum of 3 selections. To come over and play our predictions game, scan the QR code on the screen, download the iOS Big Up app or go to bigup.com. As a thank you, when you join Big Up and enter your first predictions game, our friends at Big Up will give you 500 big bucks as a thank you. That can be used for entry into future prediction games, and I'll be checking our community leaderboard right throughout the game today against Burnley to see how everybody is getting on. All predictions games on Big Up are only open to people aged 18 or over, and thank you as always for your continued support. Right, folks, let's get into the chat. What have we got? Good afternoon to all. I had a very strange nightmare. I imagine that City walked in and just took Mark A. That couldn't happen, Paddy Wacker. Don't be silly, mate. We're here to talk about realistic stuff. We all know that Mark A's... Oh, wait. You're right. Shit. This is a new reality, isn't it? I'm still furious over that. Honestly, I was sitting back last night and still just angry about the whole situation, especially about the narrative that's going to be pushed, of course, about market opportunities. But look, today we can focus on the 3 points. Today we can focus on just trying to keep pushing back up that Premier League table. Of course, we have a massive game coming up midweek as well. Wednesday, we travel over to Marseille to take them on in our second to last league game of the Champions League this season. And let's hope we're back in it next season. Right, I think it is still boring. The boring derby still 0-0. Wow. Right, where have we got Sonder? Said United are playing amazing. Carrick, wow. Well, honestly, I did see in my Discord group, because I'm not watching the game, I did see a lot of people in the Discord group saying that they were playing really well. So, fair play. Let's see what the score is, though. I mean, if City want to have any real ambitions to challenge Arsenal for that league title this year, then they got to get 3 points out of that one. No disrespect to Ibu, but if he leaves and Van de Ven will come in, I'd be a very happy man, said Patrick. I love Van de Ven, but like, let's be honest, even if Ibu left and Van de Ven comes in, which again I agree with you would be a very good signing, I'd still argue we need at least 1 more, maybe 2 on top of that, depending on what happens with Joe Gomez. I just don't know how likely it is that we'd have a chance to get Van de Ven, because I'd imagine it would be quite an expensive one. And if they didn't see market value in homegrown Mark Gay for 20 million quid, again, I struggle to see how they'd look at Mickey van de Ven and think there is, even though, like I said, Patrick, I agree with you, he's a great player. United are winning. Wow. Wow, United have gone 1-0 up against City. Now, there you go. Give Michael Carrick a 10-year contract. Rio Ferdinand will be banging on the desk saying give him a 10-year deal. Well, fair play. No, fair play. Credit where it's due. You always want to win a derby if you're the home side, but obviously for me in this one, it's two teams that, well, let's say I wouldn't be the fondest of, although at least I have some respect for Manchester United. To be fair, from what I've gathered, and again, I'm not watching the game, but from what I've gathered, what people have been saying in the chat, 1-0 isn't unfair. United were unlucky in the first half, I think, not to go ahead, but pressure on Guardiola now. You know, he's just been backed again to the tune of 65 million for Antoine Semenyo and 20 million plus for Mark Gay. So, you know, they've spent a lot of money themselves over the past year and before that. Carrick's at the wheel, said Michael Manning. There you go. It is amazing, isn't it, what a little bit of pride can do. So to everybody saying again, do you remember when people were saying, don't bring in Steven Gerrard because, well, he wouldn't be the best long-term manager? He would be able to do stuff like Carrick's probably doing there today, which is at least restore a bit of pride and fire in the belly of those players who wear a Liverpool shirt. Wayne said, today shows how a new manager bounce can work. We need to get rid of Slot after this, no matter what. Well, that's the kind of point I was just making. You know, I think most United fans will agree Michael Carrick's not going to be the long-term solution, but he might go in there and do what he seems to be doing today, which is restore a bit of professional pride, let people know what it means to wear the shirt and get them sent out there to fight for the badge. You know, sometimes that's enough. That's been my argument all the way through with the Arne Slot situation is if you don't think Steven Gerrard or whoever's the right man longer term, I can totally appreciate that. But I could at least see a similar situation where we get the fight back. But look, today should be a straightforward day for the Reds anyway. You'd imagine playing Burnley at home should be a guaranteed 3 points. But sure, fingers crossed on it. We'll wait and see. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a little look at my picks for today, shall we? So there is my picks up on Big Up there today now for you guys to have a look at. And we've gone for Florian Wirtz to score or assist a goal in the game. We have said yes. Alexis McAllister to score or assist a goal in the game. We've said no. There to be over 3 goals in the game. We've said yes. And there to be 3 cards or more, we've said no. So they are my options for today's one. If you haven't entered, don't forget you do need to be age 18 or over. Scan the QR code in the bottom corner or get yourself over to bigup.com. I feel like I'm inventing a song for Big Up in my head now. I always like to think of a bit of a theme tune. What was that, right? The theme tune? Sing the theme tune? Okay, if you insist. Any news about Josh Abe, Craig? Need him to renew? What? No, not got a clue. Sorry. Not got a clue. For me, I'm fully in anger mode at the minute, Sander, not in exploration mode. I'm still honestly getting over a head cold as well, so I'm playing catch up on a lot of stuff. But look, we need to get our asses a centre-back in as quickly as possible. And, you know, I fear I'm going to be sitting here next week and the week after at the end of the window talking about not bringing in a centre-back and the remainder of the season being at risk. But, look, I'm more focused on trying to win today. If we can get a win away against Marseille, that will be huge for our Champions League ambitions, because if we can beat Marseille at home, I dare to say we have a good chance to beat Karabag, and then that will see us, I think, in the top 8, and that is really important because we don't want the Reds to have to go and play another round of knockout games before we should. Nomad says, I'm sure it's because we're a boring style of football, which is the reason broadcasters don't pick our games a lot in the blackout. Yeah, the 3 p.m. blackout thing is one that obviously I understand and sympathise entirely with people from the UK on. Again, I'm fortunate today the game over here in Ireland is on Premier Sports, so I'm covered to watch it. But yeah, I still think it's mad in this day and age that we still have a situation where we don't have the ability to watch every 3 p.m. kickoff, if you're in the UK anyway. Right, let me just get the old leaderboard open so I can check in on everybody. Don't forget, folks, we will be checking in on the leaderboard throughout the game to see who you're all getting on. So I have a little secret. So there's the Anfield Agenda account on Big Up that you can see, but I have a secret user account on Big Up as well. Let's see if you can spot what my secret user account is from the list of names there. I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, if you want to go and go through it. And I'll give you a hint. It isn't Money Making Machine, which is one of the names on there. I wish it was. God, I wish it was a Money Making Machine, but no, that is not my username. Let's see if you can figure it out if you are over on Big Up. I've heard we've inquired about Murillo of Forest. So, Carl, ask yourself this, mate, honestly, because I struggle to believe any link at this point when we've just turned down a £20 million player who's an England international, homegrown, in his prime, and who we tried to sign in the summer. If we don't see market value in that, then we're in trouble. Connor said he recognised my photo on there. There you go. Good man, Connor. You're right. It is if you know the photo, you know the photo. Liz, happy match day to you as well, my friend. Much love to yourself and Ian as always, and I hope things are well. Don't worry, Liz, we haven't forgotten about your little special Anfield Agenda present. We're just still trying to figure out something on the shirt side of it. Stargirl, in hindsight, do you think selling Kwanzaa was a mistake with our lack of defensive coverage? Went from being a good player with Klopp to a poor one with Slot. There's been a lot of things like that, Stargirl, that we can probably look back on and question the sensibility of. And ultimately, here we are now with two centre-backs and Joe Gomez's cover, praying we don't get an injury. So the money that we got for Kwanzaa, I expected to be reinvested into more centre-backs, in all honesty. And we do know that there's a potential buyback clause in there for the future. But right now, yeah, I don't know. It's not looking great, is it? Whatever that being said, today's team should be easily good enough to go and get 3 points off Burnley at home, and I'm pinning a lot of my ambitions for the day on that one. So let's take a quick look at the Burnley side. Dubravka, Walker, Tunzabi, Esteve, Humphreys, Pires, Edwards, Ugachukwu, Luis, Anthony, and Armando Broja. That is the starting 11 for Burnley. So again, let me know what you think. Any score predictions? Very welcome as always. United actually look good. Don't be saying that to me, mate. Can't be telling me they look good. It's acceptable. Okay, better than they were. But don't say good. Come on. Dan said, Arna's a joke. Not going to bother watching the game. If I had a season ticket, I would give it to one of those. I'm not allowed to say that word. Who still back him? If I say that word, Dan, people think I'm going to say another word, so I'm just not going to say it. But you know what I mean, Dan. I'm with you. I've got actually people who are at the game today message me going, subjecting myself to it again, Craig. That's a mad feeling, isn't it? That you're not like sitting there buzzing excited for the Reds game today. Which is what we should be as Liverpool fans, right? This should be the highlight of our week. Sitting back, looking forward to it, watching the Reds in action. Leona, afternoon to you, my friend. Welcome in. And Dan, you're not wrong, by the way. It does feel like somebody used a phrase in our Discord group last night that really stuck with me. And it was that they've never felt so disconnected to a manager and to a situation than they feel with Liverpool right now. Which is a really, really mad one to be in, isn't it? When you think that we just won the league and had a mad summer window. And we still feel, and again, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I can certainly empathise with that Liverpool fan that said that they feel disconnected at the minute, because I kind of get that feeling. I can't make that connection myself with the manager, and the more I hear him talk these days, the more his press conferences come out, the more it winds me up. So last night we went through just some of his comments, and honestly, I found myself having a physical reaction to some of the quotes. Wow, United are now 2-0 up in the derby. That's it. Wow, that is fair play. That's a good turnaround, and again leaves lots of questions to be asked about Manchester City. Liz said, "Slot steals my joy." Yep, that's again a very well succinctly put phrase, Liz. It's weird. It just makes it feel. I don't want to sound like it's hard work to watch the Reds, but it's just a very different feeling these days watching the Reds. It just feels like, you're watching each phase of play and you're hopeful rather than expectant. You're hopeful something happens. But look, I wanted to read you out something from a positive sense because I think it's pretty cool to see. So it was a quote that David C. Kopp put up from Dominic Szoboszlai. It said, "Yes, I feel like I'm at the peak of my career, I would say. I'm working hard day by day, game by game. I'm just trying to help the team, give my best and enjoy playing football." I do love that quote from Dom because I think he's probably right. He is in one of the great patches of his career, and we would have been lost without him this season. Nomad said, "That City defence is shy." It's okay, mate. They're about to bring in somebody to shore up that defence, but it wasn't a market opportunity, so that's why the Reds aren't involved in it. An England international for £20 million isn't a market opportunity for us. So we're too clever to be doing silly things like that. Typical values. How are we, bro? And thank you for being with us as a member for 7 months. Said Arsenal winning the title now. Then look, let's be honest about it. They've been the most consistent team in the league. I've been trying to be fair about this all the way through. We know it's going to be difficult with their fan base winding everybody up, but look, that's part of the joy of winning a league title as a fan. And over the course of the season, I don't think many of us could deny that they've been the most consistent team, and that genuinely gets you, or generally gets you, a league title. Craig Dan said, "Craig, that disconnect feeling is so true. That makes me appreciate what you do that much more, because here we can feel connected." Thank you. Appreciate that, man. That means a lot. But look, I think we are connected because, one, we're here day to day, actually interacting with each other and trying to understand how each other are feeling. And, sometimes words just come up that just strike a chord with people. And in our Discord last night, that phrase "disconnect" was one that just really did draw us all into a conversation about how we do feel right now around the club. Saunders says, "Xhaka to Chelsea will be the end of me, Craig." I was sitting there last night, Sonder, and I was actually thinking of you when I was seeing that on Sky Sports News. And I was thinking about our conversations yesterday about, who we rate, who we don't rate, and stuff like that. And of course, that's just perfectly normal fan-to-fan chat. But to see them again, like you've said, mate, going out there to make a proactive move in the market. And it's not like they just want to bring in a centre-back. They also have ambitions to go and bring in a forward. But we're sitting back with our, hands tucked under our backsides, just watching and hearing these stupid phrases like market opportunity. So, yeah, look, Xhaka, I know, is somebody you've mentioned so many times in the chat as somebody who you rate highly. And again, I don't blame you. But it doesn't look like we're at that table, does it? Unfortunately, mate. So, look, as much as we've disagreed on a few things on that one, yeah, I'm right there with you. Another option just disappearing. Leona said, "I don't look forward to our games anymore. I just want to feel the buzz again." Well, look, today I think we should be a relatively pain-free day. Burnley at home, you'd expect us to get the win. Again, a reminder, the Liverpool 11, ladies and gentlemen, I will take you through it right now. Liverpool 11 today is Alisson in goal, Frimpong at right back, Kirkes at left back, Van Dijk and Canada are your centre-backs. A midfield of Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz and Cody Gakpo, tucked in behind Mr. Hugo Ekitike. Oh, Hugo Ekitike. Oh. Hopefully we get to sing that today. I do have a feeling we're going to see another Wirtz goal or assist. I'm putting my neck on the line for that one. Liverbird Army, how are you, my friend? Said, "Hey Craig, saw an interview with Szoboszlai. He's such a professional and screams captain material and an absolute leader." I don't disagree with you, my friend. I love the man. And it's crazy to think how young he still is, isn't it? in relative terms compared to what you've said, the leadership that he exudes and the confidence and inner peace as well is what I get when I look at him. He looks like a man very much at peace with himself, at where he is, with what he's doing, and comfortable with his pace in life. And that's always a good sign. So I agree. Stargirl said, Craig, United are above us in the table. Slot better win this game. Look, if we can't beat Burnley, he has big fucking problems. Yeah. Big problems if we can't beat Burnley at home. So, I dare not even contemplate anything but 3 points today, Stargirl, because, the anger would be through the roof for all of us. Danish under 17 ping pong would be a good signing. There you go. Sandra's in a playful mood today. Right, ladies and gents, a reminder. These are your options today to come over and join us for the predictions game on Big Up. These are the questions available to you today. Remember, you must choose at least 2 of them to come along and play. The questions are, Cody Gakpo will score a goal or give an assist, yes or no? Dominic Szoboszlai will score a goal or give an assist. Again, it's a simple yes or no. Wirtz to score a goal or have an assist, same thing, yes or no? Alexis McAllister to score a goal or have an assist, yes or no? And there will be over 3 goals in the match, simple yes or no. And there'll be under 3 cards in the match. Answer at least 2 of them. And remember, when you do come out, enter your first predictions game on Big Up, our friends at Big Up will give you 500 big bucks that you can use towards future games to donate to your favourite content creator. You must be age 18 years or over to come along and play with us. And I will be keeping an eye on that scoreboard as I have it open here in front of me right now. Have you spotted my other account name yet? Some people will get it from the image, but let's see if you can figure out who I am. I thought long and hard about the username, by the way. David said, anything but a win today and Arna has to go. Look, honestly, I'm pretty pessimistic, David, about life right now at Liverpool with Arna. But honestly, mate, all week I've sat there and I daren't even think about anything other than a win. I haven't even let myself to think about the fact Liverpool might not win the game because I can't comprehend it. Like, it's at home against Burnley. This should be one of the gimme 3 points of the season with all due respect to our opponents. If we can't be getting past Burnley at home, we've got problems. Hi to my sexy Irish YouTuber, Craig. He wants to say in Connor too, but we could have just stopped at the Craig part, couldn't we? Let's be honest. I think Connor's like myself. I think he's at the earlier stages of the head cold situation I had. My God, it was a bad old dose that was going around. I'm still recovering, and it's been going on about a week now. But I'm still, you're getting a bit better when the day goes on and you start to feel a little bit less sick than when you get up. But the early morning, well, say early mornings. I don't see early mornings. The early part of the day is tough when you've got a head cold. It's bloody Burnley, said Liz. Exactly, Liz. It's bloody Burnley. Hey, Michael, how are we, dude? Said United had the balls to sack Amorim, even though they're up there. The style of play was shite, and there's 3-4-3 systems not for them. They play like this, top 4 as possible. Yet we sit here and keep slot. And don't buy Gay. Let's not forget not buying Gay. The player who we wanted in the summer, and we wanted next summer, but didn't want in the middle of the season when he was available, and we were dying for defenders. Please make that make sense to me, anybody. Like, of all the stupid phrases that we've heard over the years, to see some of the journalists try to say that Liverpool don't view Mark A as a January market opportunity has to go down as one of the most gaslighting phrases I've ever seen from these clowns. Honestly, it boils my blood. Like, we paid 35 million in the summer, deal done. Except they pulled over last minute. We want them. We want them in the summer. We want them for free. Market opportunity comes up in January. The Reds will be attentive. Hi, would you like Mark Gay for £20 million? No. That's not a market opportunity. We don't see that as good value. Our club, lads, our club. How the fuck are we supposed, genuinely, as fans, supposed to take any of that seriously? Stevie said, not buying Gay, awful decision, come on, you Reds. Stargirl said, Craig had it over Christmas. Oh, it's a bad dose, isn't it? I don't know. Everybody I've spoken to, somebody in and around them has had this cold. You know, friends I've spoken in all different parts of the country. There is definitely a bad old winter dose going around. Royston, how are we, bro? Said early morning. That's 5 a.m. when finishing. Wow. Well done to you for staying up. Well done to you, my friend. Fair play. That Hugo Ekitike song stuck in my head now. Oh, oh, oh. Hugo Ekitike. Oh, oh, oh. Right, ladies and gents, we've got 45 minutes to go. Do get those likes up for me. Remember, we have to try to get to 1,000 likes before the stream gets underway. And if you'd like to come and join us for today's predictions game on Big Up, scan the QR code in the bottom corner of your screen. Go over to bigup.com or download the Big Up iOS app. Don't forget, once you do enter your first predictions game on Big Up, they will give you 500 big bucks as a thank you. You must be aged 18 years or over to come over and play with us. And I'll be checking in to see who's doing what as the game progresses. Leona said, what channel is the match on? So for me, Leona, in Ireland, I'm watching it on Premier Sports 1. It isn't on TV in the UK because it's a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff and, you know, the blackout exists. But that doesn't exist in Ireland. And like I said, I'm lucky. We get one 3 p.m. kickoff every Saturday, that Premier Sports show. And more often than not, when it's the Liverpool game that's on at 3 and it, you know, they show it. So I got lucky again and they're showing the Liverpool game. The 5DB said I put my entries in on Big Up. Thank you, my friend. Best of luck to you. And look forward to keeping up with you throughout the game and see how you're getting on. Did you go for flex play or power play? Because we've gone between the two over the weeks. First few weeks we went power play, where of course you've got to get all of your selections correct, and we had no joy. Then we tried flex play and we just got really unlucky. We got really unlucky with a late goal, and today we're back to power play again. So do let us know which version of the game you've played. Remember, in power play you must get all of your answers correct to win your prize, where in flex play you can get one answer correct and still win a prize as long as you've made at least 3 selections. Again, age over 18s only. Craig, I'm genuinely scared United will finish above us. They look better today than we've looked all season. So, my answer, Colin, to that is, this is exactly why I said we should have fired Arne Slot. For the very reason United are getting that bounce now, with an ex-player coming back in to do a role that he knows he won't be getting in the summer. Well, it's United, so actually you never know. But he shouldn't be getting in the summer. This is exactly what I was saying about Steven Gerrard. People said he's not the man for the future, and I get that. But like Michael Carrick, he could come in there and put the fire in the belly of the players, talk about what it's really like to wear that shirt, the weight it carries, and the expectation that comes with it, and demand better standards. That's why I've been saying for a long time, I understand and I sympathise and I agree that the likes of Steven Gerrard wouldn't be a long-term solution. But I just don't think everybody's bought into the Arne Slot style. And like we've talked about many times throughout this watch-along so far, a lot of us feel a lot of disconnect at the minute with our own football club and the style of play. And that's not to say, of course, Arne isn't a good guy. He seems like a lovely human being and a nice man. I'm sure he is. But, you know, this is footy and it's very weird not to feel connected to the red style of play. The 5 DBS went power play, nice. Craig o'clock down went power play as well. Well in. Going for the big one. I love it. Stevie would have been a powerful figure for the temp. And also, I think we're getting closer to that time where Stevie's tax liability, shall we say, become a little bit less of a problem. I think he'd have to wait till March, something like that, if I'm not mistaken, before taking up work without having to pay all that back tax or whatever, because of his little jaunt over to Saudi. I think it's 2 years or 18 months, something like that. You have to be not working in the UK. Stargirl said, my dad and myself have got a whiskey. We thought we might need it. Yeah, I'm not a drinker myself, but I can understand your need to maybe numb the pain a bit there. But of all the tipples, whiskey, it's the one I really can't drink. Yeah, I'm a bit of a coward. I can't drink whiskies, brandies, that kind of stuff. I'm more of a clear spirits man. If I was to have a rum or a vodka, more likely than a whiskey. Last time I drank whiskey, I ended up asleep in the front garden. That was many years ago. I've never forgotten the pain I felt, so I've never drank it again. Craig, I've been really struggling with my mental health of late. Liverpool aren't helping matters to go with that. I'm sorry to hear that, Pranav. And of course, as always, mate, I would urge you to speak to somebody from a professional perspective about that. And it's this time of the year as well. You know, it's the dark nights and the cold weather. And we've just gone through the holiday period, so I'm with you. We're here for you, bro. Keep chatting with us, but I do always urge anybody who feels that their mental health is suffering to go and speak with a mental health professional or even your GP to point you in the right direction. 3-0 now. Oh my days. Wow. It is mad, right? Like, how do you square this off, right? As if you're a United fan, obviously you're going to be happy about that result. Of course you would. But how do you square off the fact that they weren't capable of that before then? This is what always gets me about when a manager gets sacked. All of a sudden then you see players perform at a different level than they were for that manager. And yet we're all supposed to believe that some of these guys don't somewhat down tools. See what I mean? Like, you can't have it every which way. The new manager bounce can't be a thing and exist if they weren't sort of not playing fully for the last manager. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is where sometimes common sense has to come into a conversation. So it's clear when players do this that they had down tools or lost faith in the manager. They'll never down tools for the fans and maybe the shirt, but like I said, small percentages. Those extra few yards, playing through the pain barrier, really running through a brick wall for the gaffer. They're things you only do when you're inspired and you're feeling connected. And if that's not there, then those tepid, dull, lifeless performances are what you get. And United today obviously feel something a little bit different. Saunders said, Craig, this United team is scary. We need Slot gone. You're preaching to the choir, my friend. You're preaching to the choir. Ryan, how are we, sir? Ryan Mears, nice to see you, bro. Said, yes, Craig, long time no see. Been back on the TV watching. If we don't win, I'm breaking another TV. Much love. Hope you're good. So, I was thinking about The Office, Ryan, and when we get it all set up and kitted out, and I was thinking about Smashy Corner, where I have this area that I can just go over and break shit when I'm unhappy. Really cheap stuff, that won't be bad for the planet or anything, but yeah, I could do with a smashy corner where I've got a sledgehammer and something that I can break up when I'm angry, because I get your pain. And I use what you did with the TV, mate. I used to be like with Sky remotes. Oh, goal was ruled out. Still 2-0 United. Still though, 2-0 with a few minutes to go, or pretty much at the end. That's a good result for them. Right, ladies and gents, I need your help. Do keep hitting that like button. Let's get us up towards 1,000 likes before kickoff, as is our routine here on the channel. We need your help to do it. Craig, what do you think about the menu? The menu? Huh? I don't know what you mean. I'm lost on that one, Jer, mate. Sorry, I don't know what you mean by menu. If you mean Manu, then obviously good results for them. And on the Mark Gay stuff, yes, really disappointed, Jer. Really disappointed that. I wouldn't even say disappointed, Jer. I'm going to just say angry, mate. Really angry about the whole situation. Cyrus said, not to beat a dead horse, but I sort of just sucked it up when it comes to Ebu this season, thinking at least Gay would be coming in to replace him. I can get that feeling, mate. Yep. It's so difficult to look optimistically ahead, isn't it? Like, yes, we have great players at our football club, but I'm not going to sit here and say we don't. Of course we do. And yes, I'm very grateful for the summer transfer business that the club done. But there's still clear, obvious deficiencies in this squad that need addressing, that needed addressing in the summer, that need addressing now, and that will need addressing next summer. And as always seems to be the way with us, we're kicking the can down the road and waiting and waiting and waiting. And if we don't think that a £20 million Marquee is a market opportunity, what else can we say? You know, it's just silliness. Dave, how are we, dude? 3-1. Hope you're good. That's the scoreline I was going for as well. So I'm backing your 3-1 today, Dave. And yeah, not too bad, thank you, mate. Just still at the tail end of this cold, but, you know, feeling better each day. And hope all is well with you and the family. Right, we're growing our numbers on Big Up. Keep going over. If you haven't entered yet, don't forget there is still time to join us for today's predictions game on Big Up. Let me walk you through it just in case you don't know what we are discussing. Come over and join us for this week's predictions game on Big Up. You've got the answers. It's either yes or no. Predictions is a sweepstakes game where you answer from a selection of yes or no match questions, and there's even a free-to-play option available. When you visit Big Up, you'll see our familiar Anfield Agenda thumbnail. Just click on our predictions game below, answer at least 2 questions from the list, and choose your entry amount. We have 2 versions of the game for you to play from, as we were discussing a few minutes ago: Power Play and Flex Play. In Power Play, you must choose all of your you must get all of your selections correct to win your prize. So if you choose a minimum of 2 yes or no questions, up to the maximum of 6, you must get them all correct, whatever amount you choose to win in Power Play. In Flex Play, though, you can still win a prize even if one of your selections loses, as long as you've made a minimum of 3 picks. To come over and play our predictions game, scan the QR code on the screen, download Big Up iOS app, or go to bigup.com, and as a thank you, when you join and enter your first predictions game on Big Up, they will credit you with 500 big bucks that you can use for future entries or to gift to your favourite content creator. All predictions games on Big Up are aged 18 or over only, and again, thank you for your continued support, and thank you to our friends at Big Up as well. And I should tell you about the other cool features on Big Up as well, where you have obviously your feed for your chat. You've got the ability as a content creator, if you're a small content creator, to get over there to do things like mess around with formations board, tactics, stuff like that. So Big Up isn't only a predictions game. Big Up is a live streaming platform that allows your favorite content creators to go over there and do things a little bit differently as well. Thank you, Jed. Appreciate you, man. Member with us for 7 months. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your support. United above us now. We need to win. Well, we need to win anyway. Full stop. But yes, you're right. Let's have a quick look at that league table anyway, as we sit here right now. Right, let's have a look-see. So yeah, right now Liverpool in 5th place in the Premier League. Behind United in goal difference, but of course we still have our game to go. Reminder though, the 5th will probably still get us Champions League football this season. But again, 5th wasn't the ambition or the aim at the start of the campaign, was it? Retained in the Premier League was the aim, and unfortunately that ain't happening. Right, again, let's have a quick look at today's 2 teams for you. We'll start off with Burnley. Dubravka in goal, then it's Walker, Twinzabi, Esteve, Humphreys and Pires making up their back 5. Edwards, Ugachukwu, Luis and Anthony in behind Armando Broja. That is the Burnley 11. For Liverpool, it's Alisson Becker in goal, Jeremy Frimpong at right back, Milos Kerkez at left back, your captain Virgil van Dijk alongside Ibrahim Konate in the centre back positions. Midfield of Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz and Cody Gakpo, and then up top, Mr. Hugo Ekitike returns to the starting 11. On the bench today for the Reds, Joe Gomez, Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister, Federico Chiesa, Georgie Mamardashvili, Andy Robertson, Trey Morris-Nyoni, Calvin Ramsey and Rio Ngamoa. For Burnley, on the bench, it's Hartman, Larson, Foster, Weiss, Chiona, Ekdal, Mesbury, Laurent and Barnes. That is the bench for Burnley. Hey Craig, hope you're well. Feeling another Verts goal today. Up the Reds at Mythical Returns. And thank you, my friend, for being with us for 29 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm the same as you. I'm feeling optimistic for another bit of Verts magic today. We even went as we even included Verts in our predictions to have a goal or an assist in our big up selections for today's game. Right, the team bus scenes I'm seeing now arriving at Anfield. Arna freshly shaven today after his presser yesterday. There's Hugo. I do love this new tracksuit top the boys wear. Treated myself to one of them as well. It's delicious. I do love it. Grey and yellow. Frimpong, Robbo. There he is, Mr. Dominic Soboslai as well. Looking nice and relaxed ahead of this one. Astro Cop said, can't believe we didn't get Gay. What are we doing? Nothing is what we're doing, mate, unfortunately. Yeah. Yesterday was one of those days where I came on, did a very long stream because we were all just sitting here basically in shock. Like, how on earth did we let that one happen? Sandra said, top 3 desserts, brownies, cookies, donuts for me. I wouldn't have any of those outside of brownie as a dessert. To me, they're just snack things. So top 3 desserts, right, I'm going to give it the best shot. Anything with apple has to be in there. So anything with apple, I'm for. So that's in there somewhere. Cheesecake has got to be top 3 as well. And what would be the numero uno? Lemon meringue. Probably lemon meringue for me as number 1. I'm a huge lemon meringue fan. So lemon meringue, anything with apple in it, and what was the other one? Cheesecake. Any of those, and I'm probably good to go. Although, to be fair, I do love everything on your list there as well. Do love donuts, do love brownies, do love cookies. So, I'm not going to say no, but I wouldn't consider cookies or donuts desserts. Come to Germany, we've tons of apple-based desserts here. Oh, I know, my man, I know. I do. Just something about warm apple and a bit of cinnamon. I just love it. It just makes you feel. It makes you feel like your soul is good. That kind of way. And yeah, apple strudel is definitely up there for me as well. Ooh, trifle. I don't mind a trifle. Yeah, I don't mind a trifle. Yeah, I'm an equal opportunist dessert eater, to be fair. The only thing I don't really like dessert-wise is tiramisu, which is weird considering I love coffee. Just never been a fan of tiramisu. Connor wants profiteroles. Oh yeah, profiteroles are good. Tesco used to do a lovely pack, Connor, of profiteroles. They're Tesco finest ones with some salted caramel in them. They used to be good. Yeah, Connor's seen my dessert game. By the way, I've often just messaged them going, look at this. Yeah, we take our dessert game seriously here in the Houlden household, as you can see. And Nomad said, I hate cooked apple. Oh, I love it. I love it, mate. Oh, just warm apple, cinnamon. Oh, just makes me feel... I'd even eat just warmed apple, to be fair, and cinnamon. Just makes me feel, I don't know, Christmassy or something. Josh said, hey Craig, how's your weekend going so far? It's okay, mate, it's okay. The weather's miserable, but like I said, today was a big day. Yesterday, excuse me, was a big day. We are pretty close to the build part of the office being done now. Like literally just a couple of snaggy bits, and then it's time to kit it out and get it ready. So almost at the fun point. Yesterday we got the internet connection out there sorted, TV point sorted, heater in there sorted, all good to go. So, yeah, exciting times. Looking cute today. Thank you. I'll take that. I don't feel anything close to cute. I feel bunged up and yucky, but I'll take the compliment. Thank you. Nessie. Hey, Craig. I'm at the pub, but other Liverpool fans for the game. Did some marketing. I hope you get a few new subscribers. Have a good stream. Nice. Well in, Nessie. And hello to everybody at the pub there with you as well. I hope you all enjoy the game. And of course, I hope the Reds get the 3 points. Right, ladies and gents, again, still time to come across and join us on Big Up. There's about 25 minutes to go before today's predictions game closes. If you want to come across, scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner, download the Big Up iOS app and go over to bigup.com, click on the Anfield Agenda thumbnail, choose the predictions game and make your choices. You must be 18 years or over to come and play with us. And again, we appreciate your continued support. Rhubarb and custard for me, said Michael Manning. I don't think I've ever had rhubarb and custard. I had rhubarb in a tart once. Yeah, rhubarb was one of those things that I embarrassingly didn't eat until I was like 30 something. And then had it in a rhubarb and apple tart once and thought it was nice, but can't say I've ever had it with custard on its own. Carrot cake, yes. I do love a bit of carrot cake. LFC, love UK. Yeah, love me a bit of carrot cake. Anyway, if you're just joining us, welcome in. The team news for today is, as you can see it on screen, it is Alisson Becker in goal, right back of Jeremy Frimpong, left back Milos Kerkez, your centre-back pairing Kanade and Van Dijk. Then in midfield, it's Gravenberch, Jones, Wirtz, Maka and Gakpo. And then up top, Mr. Hugo Ekitike. On the bench today for the Reds, Gomez, Endo, Maka. Excuse me, Maka isn't in the starting 11. My apologies. I got that one incorrect. It's Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Gakpo. And then Ekitike midfield. It's Jones and Gravenberch at the base of the midfield. My apologies. In midfield or on the bench, I should just stop talking. In midfield or on the bench, you decide. We're letting you pick the team, folks. On the bench, it's Joe Gomez, Endo, Maka, Chiesa, Georgi Mamardashvili, Robbo, Neoni, Ramsey and Ngamoa. It's not Big Brother, Craig. You're not in charge. You don't decide who's in the team. Have you heard anything on Harvey Elliott's situation? If not, why is he not being negotiated a return to Anfield? Do you think there's a place for him? So, lots to unpack there. Why are we not negotiating it? I don't know. Do I think there's a place for him? Yes, if we move Chiesa on. I mean, you could argue we could do with bringing him back anyway, but for me, it would be a case of whether the manager would be willing to give more minutes to Chiesa or Elliott, because we know he doesn't really want either. So I would bring Elliott back. I would move Chiesa on because he wants to return to Italy. And then I would fire Arne Slot's ass and see what the next coach wants to do with Harvey Elliott and whether he can be brought back into the Liverpool fold in a full-time sense going forward. That's genuinely where my head would be at with it. Pavlova and chocolate eclairs for the win. I find Pavlova very boring. My wife's a big Pavlova liker, lover, whatever you want to call it. I find it a bit boring. Lemon meringue pie, that's the winner for me. Warm lemon meringue pie as well. Still have that Hugo Ekitike song stuck in my head. Oh, oh, oh. Hugo Ekitike. Oh, oh, oh. Right, folks, if you can, do hit that like button for me. The race is always to try to get to 1,000 likes before kickoff, so if you can, do hit that button. Today, we'll have our match reaction, a player ratings video, and then tonight, depending on how the old head cold is, we'll either have a late night agenda stream or we'll have a news video coming out. The aim is to be back on for a late night agenda, but we'll just have to see how the old head cold goes as the day goes on. I want to be here with you this evening, though, because I feel like we've still got some unfinished business to talk about from yesterday. Try strawberries with ice cream, vodka gel, and caviar. That's way too posh for me. Come on now. Jesus. I actually don't really like strawberries that much. Actually, that's a lie. I like warmed strawberries. So one of the nicest things I ever had was... I'm taking you back, folks. I'm taking you back. We're going nostalgic here. So when my wife's grandmother was still alive, we used to bring her up to Newry every Christmas to do some shopping because she used to love going up there with her husband when he was alive. And they went up to Newry up in Northern Ireland every Christmas to do a little bit of shopping. So we used to go up there with her all the time, and we'd go up to Newry, and there'd be one little cafe that she'd love to go into all the time. And this little cafe was run by a collection of ladies, let's say, in their 60s, who were all incredible home cooks, and all the food in there was, made with love on the premises. And I had a strawberry tart in there once, like an apple tart, but filled with warm strawberries. And I've never been able to get it out of my mind still to this day. And I'm talking probably 20 years later. it was incredible. Just a warm strawberry tart with cream, and yeah, God, yeah, that was good. Sorry, I needed a minute there. Nadrel said same predictable lineup, same tactics, just end the season so we can get a new coach. I'd like to see if we can win something for us. Where'd you buy unique kits, Craig? Need some myself. Unique kits? I don't know, man. It just depends on doing a bit of shopping, like searching around. Like I'm sometimes just Google kits. Sometimes I might just see one on the TV with a team wearing it or a release for it. Always keep an eye on the likes of footy headlines as well, who are always breaking the new kits. And then there's some great accounts as well on social media to follow that always do some kit unveilings and stuff. So yeah, just shop around. Like basically, like I said before, I got one of the Atletico Mineiro shirts all the way delivered over from Brazil because I love the shirt so much. So yeah, that's what I would say is just keep your ear to the ground and get Google Translate on the go in case you're going to be shopping abroad. How do you think Mo will play after the Mane AFCON loss? This is going to sound really mean, and I don't mean it to at all, but he hasn't won an AFCON with Egypt. So I would imagine pain is how he's feeling right now. And I understand that. Of course, he's a very proud Egyptian and he wants to lift the African Cup of Nations with his country. So I'd imagine he's feeling a bit of pain. He's got his third place game to play for against Nigeria, and then we hope we get him back and we get him back to his best. Went to Anfield for the Barnsley going again Champions League for Carabao. Nice. Happy days, Dominic. Enjoy. Hope you had a good trip for the Barnsley game, and again, fingers crossed that we get to win that Carabao game. Although to me, the big game is on Wednesday. You know, if we can go away to Marseille and get a win, that will do a lot for the Reds' Champions League ambitions. Because if we don't beat Marseille, it really does put a very difficult slant on the idea of getting into the top 8. Which, if you don't do, you've got that extra round of games. So. Craig, mate, can you play centre back? I hear Liverpool need one. No, unfortunately, that wasn't one of my positions. I've played everywhere down the left side of the pitch as an outfield player when I was an outfield player at times, but goalkeeper was my position, as you know. But I'm left-footed, so I've played everywhere along the left side, from left back, left wing, left midfield. But yeah, no, I'm not centre back, unfortunately. Not tall enough, not good enough. But I could probably still get a game, you know. Maybe. We do need centre backs though, mate. It's almost like a piss take at this point, isn't it? Like sometimes I feel like we're having two fingers stuck up to us. Can I read you out a comment that I read out last night that was in relation to something? So I'm going to read you out a little segment from a piece, and then I'm going to read you out my favourite comment in relation to that piece. So the original piece that I've taken is, the Echo understands Liverpool do not regard signing Gay this month as a market opportunity compared to last September and this coming summer, and are thus unlikely to change their stance over resisting a late effort to Gazump City. So Liverpool didn't regard Mark Gay as a market opportunity. My favourite comment came from a guy called Tommy Dowling, who said, "What is this nonsense? He was a market opportunity at 35 million when we had 4 fit centre-backs, but not at 20 million when we have 3. The way this club insults the fans' intelligence is staggering, even worse than pretending they didn't have to replace Diaz because they didn't want to block the pathway of a child who was never going to play." If I could have given that a standing ovation, I would have, because that comment nails it. And like I've said before, I'm fed up of us being taken for idiots as Liverpool fans and spoken to like we are idiots. Like that man said, and I don't know that man from Adam. I've never met that man before, don't have any connection to him. But how on earth can you want a player at 35 million quid at the end of the summer? Have your centre-back situation get worse since then? and then not for you getting them for 20 million quid in January as a market opportunity when you know somebody else is coming in for them. It just doesn't make any sense. It stinks to high heaven, and it means a couple of things. Either they never really wanted him in the summer, or they just don't want to back Slot. But either way, it's not good enough. Because we deserve another centre-back. We deserve to have some fucking ambition as a club. And whether they're backing Arna or not, it's irrelevant because the sporting director is the one who's making these decisions. And Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards need to get their finger out and do their fucking jobs. Do your job. Hey Craig and all, hope your day is great. Feelings? I'm optimistic on the game, to be honest, Bobby, because it's Burnley at home, and with all due respect to our opponents, there shouldn't be a world where we've any fear of playing Burnley at home. I'm more concerned looking ahead to the likes of Wednesday away against Marseille, and then not next Saturday, but the following Saturday, Newcastle coming to Anfield at 8 o'clock. That's going to be a tough one. Don't know what to expect against Bournemouth away. Especially they'll be minus Antoine Semenyo as well, but that's never really an easy game because Iriola will set them up, I'm sure, to frustrate us and play on the counter. So yeah, how am I feeling? I'm going to go back to the word we used earlier on. Disconnected. Disconnected. That's the word that somebody mentioned in our Discord last night that kind of summarises exactly how I'm feeling right now. Saunders said, Ben Jacobs says Xhaka wants Chelsea, no, or Donez too. It's all going tickety-boo, Saunders, isn't it, mate? Me and you aren't at all unhappy, dude, with the way this window's going. It's, yeah. Like, make this make sense. We probably need a centre-back as much as anybody, and we're doing nothing. Manchester City needed a forward and a centre-back, and they went and got them. Chelsea want the centre-back, they're going to get one. They want the forward, they're going to get one. Chelsea sacked their manager because he wasn't doing well enough in their eyes. United sacked their manager because he wasn't doing well enough in their eyes. And yet we're sitting here still looking at Arna playing a style of football we all find dull, talking absolute garbage in press conferences, and we're all being spoken to like we're morons by the media who cover our football club. Have I missed anything? So, I want to say something in a minute that I've been thinking a lot about over the past couple of days, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Connor said, random, but do you reckon the players called Slot Arna, or would it always be Boss or Gaffer, etc.? Martinez said Michael Carrick in the interview, and it seemed weird to hear him say it. I'd have to imagine Gaffer or Boss, yeah. I'd have to imagine it's that, Connor. Especially when Virgil speaks, he usually says Gaffer or Boss, so yeah, I'm going to go with that one. So, as you get older, you start to think about your life and your legacy. And I think about it a lot because, like I said, my dad died at 45 and I'm 44. So I've thought a lot about legacy. Even though I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, I've thought a lot about legacy. And I asked myself, if Anfield Agenda stopped tomorrow, what would be, if any, the legacy of our channel? And I thought about this for a few days because, believe it or not, as much as I come across as a bit of an off-the-cuff person, I'm quite deep. And I've been thinking a lot about this for the past few days. What would you say, if I was to ask you, is the lasting impression of this channel, if any? Because I'll give you my take on it in a minute. But I've wondered what this channel's legacy would be. Some will say it'll be that an arsehole sat here every day talking shite. That's fair enough. You know, they might have a point. But I wondered what you think, because I'm going to tell you my take on it in a couple of moments. Before I do, just a quick reminder again, folks, that we do have our predictions game running on Big Up. These are the choices that you can choose from today. Scan the QR code if you want to come over and join us. Remember, you must be aged 18 years or over. All of the answers are either yes or no. Cody Gakpo will score a goal or give an assist. Dominic Szoboszlai will score a goal or give an assist. There will be over 3 goals in the match. Florian Wirtz will score a goal or give an assist. Alexis McAllister will score a goal or give an assist, and there will be under 3 cards in the match. Simply choose a minimum of 2 of those if you'd like to come and play. Remember, you can choose flex play or power play. Once you enter your first predictions game, our friends at Big Up will give you 500 big bucks to use for future entries or to donate to your favourite content creator on there, and you must be age 18 years or over to come and play. So, legacy. It's family. I'll cry when the channel stops. Honesty and great crack. Safe place for all who aren't arseholes. That I like, Liz. I like that one. I wish I was that intelligent that I could think up that one. Safe place for people that aren't arseholes. I like that one. Jaden, thank you, bro. Give us fans a voice. Help me deal with COVID lockdowns. Thank you. So do you want me to tell you what I think it is? So obviously, I do agree with the community aspect that you've all spoken about. But I think our channel's going to be remembered for one thing more than anything else. I think this channel will go down as the channel that was the one that broke through to give people the freedom and ability to really challenge the narratives that come from journalists and the football club. That's what I think the legacy of this channel is going to be. Because I look around now and I see a lot more YouTubers coming up and a lot more content creators who have more confidence in challenging what they're seeing and challenging what they're hearing. And I think that's ultimately the legacy of this channel. Because when I started out and I was as outspoken as I have been all the way through, I was ridiculed, I was mocked, I was lied about, I was threatened, not by media or anything, but I mean other human beings. And I think over the course of time, we've stuck at it. And I think it started to give more people confidence that they can come out and take on and challenge the media narratives around the club and what they're being told, and not be undermined and not be mocked for it, and realise that yes, sometimes we are being misled, whether intentionally or not. That's what I think the legacy of this channel is. Bransfield said, just joined. Are you quitting? No, God no. Not at all, mate. No, it's just been in a reflective mood over the last week, you know. As I'm sitting there and I'm watching the office build start to take shape, and I'm, you know, seeing our future happening in front of me. It's just got me in a very reflectful mood, a very grateful mood. So I've just been thinking back over the 7 or 8 years we've been going, and, you know, what if any legacy I think we'll leave if we do go. And I think that's the one that I spoke to Connor about earlier on today to say I think that's the legacy we leave behind, is that, you know, you can now come out and ask those questions and challenge those without being as openly ridiculed and mocked as it was in the early days when we were doing it. Still to this day, you've made the funniest FIFA manager save I've ever watched. Watching you hand out the most random insult to Pixels always had me laughing, even when I got back to watching them. So do you want some good news? So one of the things we ordered for the office is an arcade machine. So we got an arcade machine that has loads of the old games like Street Fighter 2, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and all of those things built in. And I'm thinking about doing a series, because there's 8,000 games on it. And I'm thinking about doing a series where I play a different old arcade game and commentate on it once a week or something like that. So let me know what you think about that one. But yeah, we ordered a machine that has, like I said, Outrun, Street Fighter 2, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Pac-Man, Tetris, all the old classics that we all grew up with. And yeah, I think we thought it'd be a fun way to make a little bit of extra content as well. And it's something I promised my son. You know, when we were building the office, that's the one thing I promised him. The dartboard will be in there for me and Connor for, you know, our own relaxation time, and because we like playing a bit of darts. But that's for Lucas. But I said that, yeah, I said I'm gonna do, yeah, I'm gonna get myself a nice machine. I think I have a picture of it I might be able to show you. 1 second. Yeah, okay. I'll show you this picture now. This is it. That's the machine. That's not our machine, but it's the exact same machine as that. that we'd ordered that has like 8,000 retro games on it. And yeah, can't wait. Got to do a little series where I play some old classic video games and do some bit of commentary on them as well. So keep an eye out for that one in the future. Johnson Collins Game said, "Hey ho, what do you think was better player, Andy Carroll or Mario Balotelli?" I preferred watching Andy Carroll, if that helps. But neither would be up there right at the tippity top of my list of yay. But I preferred watching Carroll. Foxy said I'll be popping down for a go of that, mate. You're more than welcome, Carl. Bring your darts with you, though. Bring your darts with you, because once a year we're going to have an Anfield Agenda charity darts tournament as well. So, yeah, we're going to try and do that once a year to raise money for some good causes locally as well. So, bring your darts and a couple of cans with you, Foxy, and we'll get a competition going. Me and Fox fan, or LFC Fox fan, go back. God, Jesus. How long do we go back now, Carl? I don't think I'll be exaggerating to say I've known him at least 30 years. Maybe more. Am I any good at darts? No, I'd be bang average, mate. Bang average. But I enjoy it. Do you know, I find darts a really good way of practicing mindfulness. You know, because you're just in that moment. You're focusing on your breathing. You're focusing on what you're throwing. And it's, you know, something I shared with my dad growing up quite a lot. My dad would have been a pretty good darts player. And I just found that always quite relaxing. Same with cooking. I find cooking really relaxing. I find eating even more fun, though, obviously. Dave said, "Man, burning over Gay, just can't make sense of it." You're not on your own, bro. You're not on your own. Hey, Michael said, "You're the call-out guy, mate. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say. Thank you and respect to you and Connor and Anfield Agenda. Appreciate you, bro." Nessie said, "Never played darts in my life." You should give it a go. Honestly, it's such a... I find it such a relaxing thing, because you're just focused on what you're doing in that moment, you know? I almost think about darts like Tai Chi. In a way, you're just focusing on your breathing, you're focusing on what you're doing, and you're just practicing in that moment. It's quite relaxing. Right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we've only got a couple of minutes left before today's predictions game closes on Big Up. So if you'd like to come and join us and you are age 18 or over, which you must be to play, make sure you scan the QR code in the bottom corner of the screen. Head over to bigup.com, and once you enter your first predictions game, our friends at Big Up will give you 500 big bucks as a thank you that you can use for future predictions games. They are simply yes/no answers. You choose a minimum of 2 up to the maximum of 6, and again, it is only available for people aged 18 or over. Right, let's go through the 11 before we get started one more time. We will start with the away side, and the away side is as follows: Dubravka, Walker, Tunzebi, Estev, Humphreys, Perez, Edwards, Ugachukwu, Luis, Anthony, and Broha. For Liverpool, in goal, Alisson Becker. Then it's Frimpong, Kanade, Van Dijk and Kirkes. Gravenberch and Curtis Jones in midfield. Dominic Soboslai, Florian Wirtz, Cody Gakpo, and Hugo Ekitike. Up top, on the bench today for the Reds, it is Joe Gomez, Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister, Fede Chiesa, Georgie Marmadashvili, Andy Robertson, Trey Morris-Nioni, Calvin Ramsey, and Rio Engamoa. For Burnley, it's Hartman, Larson, Foster, Weiss, Chuenu, Ekdal, Medbury, Lauren, and Barnes. That is their bench. Sit back, do your best to relax, and I will try to take you through the game. I should probably have checked that my match clock's working. Let me check that. Yeah, we're good to go. Right, ladies and gentlemen, kickoff is almost upon us. We need the likes up. We've got a minute, ladies and gentlemen, a minute to get 140 likes. Can we do it? Hit that like button if you can. We've still got time before kickoff. We can't have our record streak broken. Come on, do hit that like button for me. Get us up over the 1,000 likes. Craig, anybody in the chat, who is landlord? I don't know what you mean by landlord. Yeah, no idea what that means. Have I chosen my walk-on song yet? Yes, of course. My walk-on song is Chesney Hawkes. I am the one and only. That's my walkout song. That's my song for life. That's my tune. Always has been, yeah. Chesney Hawkes, I'm the one and only. That'll be my walkout song. I've even got my darts top. I'm not joking. My darts name's on the back of it. It's Craig the Truth Houlden. Not even joking. I'll show you the shirt at some point. Genuinely, it's in the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. Craig the Truth Houlden. I don't know what the truth is, but there you go. Right, we're about to get underway. The Reds will be attacking the Annie Road end first half. Burnley in their all blue strip. Liverpool, of course, in their all red. 3 points are required. We want to get back into that top four. And we are underway, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway. Burnley do the decent thing and launch the ball up long left side, where it's immediately greeted by Ryan Gravenberch. Floor into Ekitike, looking for Milos Kerkez. He gets there ahead of Kyle Walker, but puts it out for a Burnley throw-in. And good luck to everybody over on Big Up as well. I'll be keeping an eye on the leaderboard. Connor said that's copyrighted, so you'll have to pick something else for the charity game unless we sing each other's songs. Oh, we'll find a workaround, Connor. Don't worry. We'll figure a workaround for the. Yeah, we'll just get the karaoke machine out, Connor, for the watchalongs, and yeah, we'll or for the charity game, we'll all just sing as you said. I'll do Indie Kamosi, Here Comes the Hot Stepper. I'll sing that for you when you come on, Connor. Here come the hot stepper. Right, Frimpong. Back across to Jones. Gravenberch. Who's your favourite Street Fighter character, Craig? I've always gravitated towards Ken, mind you. Chun-Li's pretty of use. Always Ken. Yeah, I think Ryu was too clean cut, so I went for Ken. Always. So I'm with you. Virgil. Out left side to Milos Kerkez. Back to Verge. He pings one out. Right side to Frimpong is in a very advanced position. Up to Curtis Jones. Throw into Burnley, far side of the pitch. This is one of those games where you do hope for as early a goal as possible. You don't want this one going into the second half and Burnley getting more confident and sitting back. Again, a couple of headed opportunities go out and it's another Liverpool throw-in. It's back with Ibrahim Kanade now to Virgil. Burnley, as you would expect, with everybody back behind the ball. Kerkez. He goes past his man. Well done, Milos. Ball inside. Lovely ball back. Milos Kerkez. It's a cross. Oh, why didn't you shoot, dude? That should have been 1-0. It was wonderful play from Milos Kerkez and Dominic Soboslai. Kerkez goes past his man like he wasn't there. Beautiful little 1-2. He's back. He's in front of goal. He tries to slip it across. I think, is it Curtis Jones or Ekitike coming in at the far side? It's Jones. And the defender gets there ahead of him. So unselfish from Kerkez, but God, maybe the decision was to shoot. Unlucky though. Well done, Milos. Great start, great build-up play from the boys. Come on. Gakpo. Ball in, cleared away. Second ball in. Again, Burnley clear it, only as far as Gravenberch. Bit of head tennis going on now. Verge gets there. Back out to Dom. Gakpo. Kerkez. His cross is blocked. Referee said it took a double deflection. Oh, and it's a goal kick to Burnley. Promising start, but Yeah, unlucky. Really good play, as I said a moment ago there, from Milos Kerkez and Dominic Soboslai down the left-hand side. Obviously given that Hungarian hook up down the left. And yeah, question though. Do you think he should have shot? Or did he do the right thing by squaring it? Either way, great play from Milos down the left-hand side. What do you use for your background? We use OBS as the system, but that background that you're looking at cost, and I'm not trying to be smart, it was a cost a lot of money to build that digital background behind us, mate. Probably a lot easier these days with AI and stuff, but yeah, it was I think it was over 100 hours went into building that digital background behind us. Throw in from Liverpool, which was given away. And Burnley trying to attack, shot from distance, thankfully sails over Allison's crossbar, but again, just lackadaisical. Allison rolls it out to Dom. Virgil. Soboslai spreads it out right side. Jeremy Frimpong. Canade. Are we all going to be sad to say bye-bye to the green screen when we move into the new studio, by the way? Because most of what we're going to do won't involve a green screen in the new studio, although we will still have one for special occasions, shall we say. Hey Craig from Canada, lifelong Liverpool fan from South Africa. Thank you for this channel. I've survived Roy Hodgson, I can survive Arna. I'm with you, man. I was there. We all lived through those days, tough days they were. But thank you so much for joining us, Matthew, and much love to you, my friend, over in Canada. Right, Soboslai, the Canade, Gravenberch, Wirtz. Again, some neat little play down the right-hand side. Wirtz, Frimpong, back out to Gravenberch, down to Frimpong. He tries a low cross, cut out by Burnley, cleared away. Canade. Ball goes out. Curtis Jones involved in challenge on the far side. Ball goes out. Burnley throw in. So if you are just joining us in the opening 6 minutes, it's been pretty much dominated by Liverpool. Closest we've come so far was a really, really good opportunity down the left-hand side that came via great play from Milos Kerkez. And Dominic Soboslai played a lovely little 1-2. Milos then tried to square it across the front of the 6-yard box, but Burnley cleared it behind for a corner. Virgil heads that one back out. It'll be another Burnley throw in as they inch up the pitch a little bit. Excuse me, I forgot I haven't synced up for everybody. My sincere apologies. I'll do that at 7 minutes 30. Sometimes I get so carried away in trying to remember everything at the start of the game, I forget to do the syncing up part. If you ever wonder why we sync up, by the way, it's so you can pause your TV and have us all on the same time frame if you want to get the commentary and stuff like that. Right, 7 minutes, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Virgil. Kerkez, Soboslai. Back to Virgil. He's under a bit of pressure, as is Soboslai. He's forced to go back to Allison. Allison's almost on the halfway line. Good ball up the line now to Dom. Dom's attempt to pass is cleared and it'll be a Liverpool throw in near side. Seeing Manchiti lose made my day, said Gary Mackay. So there was a really good piece, Gary. I'm going to read it out to you actually in a second. Miguel Delaney wrote, and I'm a big fan of Miguel Delaney as a journalist. And Miguel Delaney wrote something yesterday that I just want to draw your attention to when we have a break and play. Wirtz, good work down the right, pulls it back to Dom, edge of the box. Dom goes back to Gravenberch, out left side to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo back to Dom. Gravenberch. He's dispossessed with a fair challenge on the edge of the Burnley penalty area. Burnley bring it away now, tried to counter. They slip it inside to Anthony. He's challenged perfectly by Milos Kerkez. Great sliding challenge that. Gravenberch slips it back out to Milos. Milos to Cody Gakpo. Gakpo cuts inside. Burnley defend it and try to play out again. Still Burnley in possession deep inside their own half. It's back with the goalkeeper. Dubravka goes out right hand side looking for Kyle Walker. Virgil, his header's misplaced. So I want to read you out this from Miguel Delaney, and it's about Manchester City and the charges and how long it's been going on. And Miguel writes, this is astonishing really. 21% of the Premier League's history has had the City case hanging over it. That extends to 48% if you go back to the 2009-2010 season and the first season the charges relate to. There are stakeholders who believe the Manchester City case and others shows the Premier League should throw out their current arbitration system, which is based on commercial arbitration, so these cases are in public and are transparent. Gay takes City to almost $500 million net spend since December 2024, when the 115 to 130 charges hearing ended. Think about that. $500 million has been spent by City since the end of that hearing. Sources say it could take at least another year with nobody knowing when the three judges will have the initial judgment, provoking the questions about this process. Absolute madness. Madness. That's how long this has been going on. Virgil now in possession. Tries the ball inside the Szoboszlai. It bounces off the referee. It'll be stopped for a drop ball. People talking about Gakpo cutting inside as well. Every time he picks up the ball, I hope, is this going to... I swear, I'm not making this up. Every time Gakpo gets on the ball, my head said, go around the outside. Go on, do it. Just show us you can do it, Cody. And then he cuts inside, Angela said Hughes and Edwards are to blame and nobody else. I'm with you on that one, Angela. Szoboszlai. Oh, unlucky. His header's dragged just wide of the post. No, I'm with you on that, Angela. You know, I've blamed Arna for a lot of stuff. I've blamed FSG for certain stuff. But I'm very, very much with you on the Hughes and Edwards situation around this one. Gaming Gaz said, best Man United game season so far. Yep, good result for you guys today, Gaz. Don't blame you, mate. Winning a derby is always a good thing. Obviously, I can't sit here and wish you well, Gaz, because you know I wouldn't mean it. But I sincerely know you deserve that win today, mate. Jones to Kerkez. Wirtz. Kerkez. Gakpo. Wirtz. Again, some nice quick football, some better movement of the ball. Virgil. Gravenberch. Ekitike. Wirtz back to Ekitike. His first touch lets him down, allows the Burnley defender back at him. And Burnley clear their lines. Virgil. Straight back to Ibu. Gravenberch. Come on, boys. Wirtz. Cody Gakpo. Wide left. Ball back inside. Szoboszlai. Wirtz. Kerkez. Again, some good play. This is better. This is the type of stuff we've been talking about. Moving the ball quicker. Trying to find spaces. Kerkez. Now we just need to start trying to create those overloads to the back post and get the balls in early. Gakpo. I don't know what he was trying there to pass, come cross, but it's defended, and then Milos Kerkez fouls one of the Burnley players. Free kick to Burnley halfway inside their own half. Is Rio injured? No, he's on the bench, mate. He's on the bench. I'll read through the Liverpool bench for you now. On the bench today for the Reds, Gomez, Endo, Maka, Chiesa, Mamardashvili, Robbo, Neoni, Ramsey and Ngamoa. That is your Liverpool bench today. HFMCE said fans should organise a protest against management and slot. It's such a horrible thing to even talk about though, isn't it? Like, nobody wants to see fans protesting or having to get to that point at all. Like, I just can't for the life of me understand some of the decision making that's gone on lately at the club. Keeping Ireland in a job is one of them, but look, pushing that aside, this Mark Gay centre back stuff is just. I can't say deeply enough how much I think this will bite us in the arse as the season goes on. Gaz said, hope you have a good game today. Thank you, bro. And I hope you have a lovely weekend, mate. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, Gaz, over the last couple of years. I know sometimes you're on a wind-up, mate, but I know you've got a good heart deep down. And it's a bit of banter. Burnley now on the attack down Liverpool's right-hand side. Wirtz gets back, gets a block in. It'll be a Burnley throw-in. What channel are you watching it on, please? I'm watching it on Premier Sport here in Ireland, mate. We don't have a 3 p.m. blackout, so luckily for me, I can watch the game. It's on TV over here on Premier Sport 1. Right, Burnley setting up for a long throw-in here. Liverpool fans behind already finding the situation funny because they wonder what might actually happen here. Burnley go a little bit short, bit of a creative. Oh, and then they've done the defenders. Pulled it back to the edge of the box. Strike, blocked, another strike. Over the bar. Fucking hell. So it's quite a clever throw-in from Burnley. They didn't go long in the end. One of the players pulled away to the byline and headed the ball back to the throwee, who then crossed the ball to the edge of the box, and a strike came in that thankfully for us sailed over Alisson's crossbar. Totally Not Wellington, how are we, my friend? Said, hey Craig, what annoys me the most are the players on the bench are not popular with Slot, yet we're happy with the squad. It's pathetic. Exactly. This is what I say, mate. When I keep saying what we're being told publicly and what is happening in reality doesn't add up at our football club at the minute. And it needs to be called out more. The Chiesa stuff, the Rio Ngamoa stuff, the lack of a centre back, all that stuff deservedly should be called out by the fan base, and we need to stop being spoken to like we're idiots. Gareth says nobody cares about Man U. L's in the chat for Man U. Gaz is a decent lad though. Come on. We just need to win today to make sure we go back above them though. I can't be sitting here looking at United above us in the league table. That's just all kinds of no-no. But can I make a point? You see what happened today with Manchester United and Michael Carrick? That is exactly the reasoning why I was so adamant that Gerrard on an interim would work. Not in a long-term role. Never want Gerrard to be the long-term Liverpool manager until he's earned that role in many, many years to come. But like I've said, Michael Carrick went into that dressing room and got those Manchester United players fired up and got them, again, believing in themselves, reminding them what it is to play for that club and what the badge means. And I think Steven Gerrard could do a very similar role at Liverpool and get us at least playing with some fire back in our bellies and an understanding that it is not acceptable to go through the motions at times. Why not Chiesa over Gakpo? You know the answer. Look, we say this every week. He doesn't like Chiesa. That's the answer. Like, it's not nice to say. I don't want to say it. You don't want to hear it. But that's the answer. Gakpo, another ball attempted, cut inside. Keeper gets there and gets a block in. You know? But yet the manager then comes out publicly and says, I like Chiesa as a man. I like him as a player. All this shit is bullshit. 6-7 million quid being wasted on a player the manager doesn't want and who's struggling to find game time. And yet we can't go out there and bring in an established England international who we tried to sign in the summer for 20 million quid. And I'm supposed to sit here and say the club is not making mistakes or praise them? Hughes and Edwards are absolutely on the hook for this one. This isn't on the manager. Hughes and Edwards are responsible for fucking up this situation. They've allowed rivals in and around us to go and strengthen while we've sat there with our fucking todger in our hands watching. Jones, unlucky. Goal kick. So, whatever way you think about it, whether you wanted Mark A or not, what we've seen in this window is Manchester City have a need in two positions and go out and address them immediately. And go out and address them with Premier League proven talent. They went and signed Antoine Semenyo with the release clause of 65 million, and then they went and got Gay for 20 million. We were told all through the window that that Crystal Palace weren't taking anything less than 35 million upwards, until somebody actually tested that resolve, and then they got him for £20 million with a sell-on clause and a few add-ons on it. Now, we can talk about the wage all day, that's no problem, but if you add up the numbers, even at that reported 300 grand a week over 5.5 years, including the fee, Mark A would have cost Liverpool about 115 million quid, which if you include that with wages over any length of contract for another player, struggle to find anybody better for that money. Who's an England international, who's homegrown and is Premier League tried and tested. Ekitike, strike! Oof! Saved, unlucky Hugo. Much better. Hugo gets the ball in, out of his feet, strike away quickly. Keeper goes down, pushes the ball out to his left-hand side. Come on, the Reds. Matthew Smith said Arne favours Dutch players, bottom line. Maybe. I don't know. Ref playing an advantage here to Liverpool. Gravenberch. Virgil. Jones, he's dispossessed. Burnley bring it away. Martin said, I thought Slot's comments and Calvin Ramsey were poor. There's been a lot of the stuff that's come out of Arne's mouth that I would say had been poor. I don't know a single young player who he's actually progressed since he's come into Liverpool. Gakpo cuts inside. Frimpong now. He puts it across. Gakpo heads over the bar. Was always kind of leaning backwards when he was heading that one, Cody. And yeah, over the bar, goal kick. Tide Pod said Wirtz is starting to grow me last several matches. I've been saying it for ages. I've never had any fear about Florian Wirtz whatsoever. I could, like you've said, I could see the progression game on game, and now he's really starting to play like he's got some confidence. But you know what's going to be key here? Salah's return. Because what we have now is a situation where we don't have the potential ego clashes. I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment. Ball's gone out there for a Burnley throw-in. So one of the issues that Troy Deeney and others spoke about at the start of the season with Liverpool was too many wanting to be the guys. Ekitike coming in from Frankfurt where he was the guy. Isak coming in from Newcastle where he was the guy. Wirtz coming in from Leverkusen where he was the guy. Salah obviously at Liverpool where he was the guy. And there was too many competing to be the guy. Now obviously Salah's been at the AFCON doing his bit with Egypt. Isak's out with a fractured leg. So it's been Wirtz who's grown in to become the guy. Because even at that, Ekitike has kind of been in and out with some fatigue and injury. And it's given Wirtz the time to become that focal point of the Liverpool attack. And it's growing. That's why I'm intrigued to see what happens now when Mo comes back from the AFCON. Virgil. Gravenberch. Liverpool again, moving it around, but quarter of the way through the game, just over quarter of the way through the game, still Liverpool 0, Burnley 0. Best chance of the game came in the opening few minutes when Milos Kerkez and Dominic Szoboszlai played a beautiful bit of football down the left-hand side, which unselfishly seen Kerkez try to square it across to Jones, but it was cut out by the Burnley defence. Alisson plays the ball into midfield there, by the way, that went straight to a Burnley player again. These are things I want to point out now with Alisson. They're happening more frequently. More and more times in recent weeks, we've seen him play balls into midfield that are not going to Liverpool players. Just something for you to keep an eye on. Gakpo, Kirkes, Wirtz, Gakpo again loses possession. It's won back by Szoboszlai out to Milos Kirkes. Kirkes puts in a nice early cross, headed away by Burnley. Second ball headed away too, but only as far as Wirtz. Gakpo, Szoboszlai again left channel to Milos Kirkes. Cody Gakpo, Dominic Szoboszlai. Come on, boys. Gakpo dispossessed, but wins it back now. Gravenberch strike deflected. Ooh, unlucky. Strike from Gravenberch takes a deflection. I think goes behind for Liverpool corner. Bear with me. Yeah, Liverpool corner. Carrick going in is just all hype, mate. They'll lose next week. I think Rio should be starting. He's so dangerous on the ball. So on the Carrick thing, mate, I was only using it as an example to describe why I think that bounce or a player in there who at least knows the meaning of wearing the badge for the club and what standards come with that could do differently in a dressing room. But I do think, so unlucky that. Lovely ball played in, curling, arcing towards the back post. None of the Liverpool players can get a touch on it, and then you're going to see where does it drop. So it's Szoboszlai post that lovely little deep cross to the back post. And it bounces, and it could have easily bounced inside the post. Unlucky that from Dom. Great ball in. Frank goes, Spurs approach Alonso. We will still wait. I don't think they're going to get rid of Thomas Frank anytime soon. They've just backed him at Conor Gallagher. They've just brought in a new assistant and Johnny Heidegger there from. That's not the signs of a hierarchy that looks like they're about to get rid of their man. ESG Soccer said so boring, low intensity rondos on the wing. Can I give you a slightly different perspective on this one? I actually think we've moved the ball quicker. And I think it's been a bit better. Not enough, not quick enough, but that ball from Szoboszlai is an example to the back post. That's the type of thing I've been looking for more. But we need to vary things up a bit. Sometimes we do need to go direct. Sometimes we need to try and get early crosses in. And then sometimes we need to get to the byline. We need to mix up our attack. And I think we've started the game brighter. But when does the frustration creep in, if any? Because we probably should have been up inside the first 5 minutes. Haven't been, an hour here, 27 minutes in. And we're still no closer to that breakthrough. So Frimpong. Ali, he goes out left side to Milos Kirkes. Szoboszlai to Virgil. Gravenberch, Gakpo. Again back to Virgil. Szoboszlai, bit of pressure on him. Virgil spreads it across to Ibrahim Kanade on the far side. Kanade plays a nice ball through the lines there, left side. Hugo Ekitike. Wirtz. Jones, good challenge on him, but it comes back to Virgil. Milos, early cross, far post, Frimpong, blocked, unlucky. Unlucky that. Good play, and again, quicker, moving the ball quicker, side to side. Crowd is quiet, said Motorhome Dreamer. It's because of that feeling of disconnect, mate, that we've spoken about. Now, look, sometimes it's Burnley 3 p.m. on Saturday. You know, it ain't AC Milan in the Champions League, but there is just a real feeling of kind of a disconnectment at the minute between Liverpool fans and what they're seeing on the pitch. Wirtz tries a little reverse ball for Frimpong, but Dubravka watches a goal behind and it'll be another Burnley goal kick as we approach the half-hour mark. So can I ask a question? Connor, could you put this as a poll in the chat? Just because I'm interested, if you can, Connor. Do you think it feels like Liverpool are willing to write off another season? Because that's what it feels like to me as a fan. It's that, okay, they may realise they don't think Slot's the guy going forward, so they don't want to throw money inside in the window or something. But for whatever reason, I just get the feeling like as long as we get Champions League football, there's not going to be too much of a reaction from the club. And that's not good enough. Penalty to Liverpool. Penalty. Gakpo fouled. Penalty. This should be, hopefully, ratified by VAR. Good stuff. Jones plays the ball in. Gakpo. It's not too much wrong in there, to be fair. He was blocked off. He was blocked off with the left leg, but I mean, that's a foul. He did lead into him. Such a stupid one to give away for Burnley, though. Decision confirmed. Penalty. Dominic Szoboszlai to take. So here we go. Come on, Dom. Szoboszlai to step up. Short run up for him. 2-3 yards. Referee blows his whistle. Dom takes a deep breath. Step up. Hits the bar. He's hit the bar and missed. Ay, ay, ay. Rattled the crossbar and missed. Tries to lift it into the roof of the net. Just a little bit too high. And it clips the bar and comes back out. Still scoreless. And the frustration grows. Ekatike, strike, blocked. ESG Soccer said, unless Shabby told us no, I want him in May. I don't think he did tell us no. Slot said they were not bothered about this season, said Stargirl. I honestly don't know what the fuck's going on at our club. Like, if statements like that can be said, fans can't write off seasons when they're buying their season tickets, when they're buying their kits, when they're paying for their day trips, when they're paying for their kids' shirts, their own shirts. Everyone else can't just write off seasons, but like I keep saying, if the value of the club's protected and the revenue's coming in, how much do people really give a shit? Gakpo again cuts in, has a strike saved by Dubravka. Follow up from Frimpong is blazed over the bar. Fucking hell. Oh, God. Is anything easy, lads? Is anything fucking easy at this club at the minute? I'm never going to go down anyone on missing a penalty, by the way. I've never done it before and I won't do it unless they do something stupid with it. Soboslai, you can see what he was trying to do there. He just a little bit too much elevation on it and hit the crossbar. Gaming Kid 67 said, "Do you think the FSG out movement will come back?" I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but look, I'm certainly not at a point where I'm screaming about the owners at the minute. I had my say on the spending and the lack of it. And if things go back that way, yes, maybe I speak again. But I made a promise that when they spent in the summer, I'll keep my mouth shut, and I have. This, though, I find the gay situation extremely difficult to come to terms with. But in my head, rightly or wrongly, I'm kind of more blaming Hughes and Edwards on that than the owners. But again, maybe I'm a bit of a hypocrite there because in the past I said ultimately the owners employ these people. So I'm just pissed off. Like that gay situation, it doesn't make any sense to me at all as a Liverpool fan. Still scoreless, 35 minutes on the clock. If you are just joining us, I mean, the highlights so far in the first half. Dominic Szoboszlai hit the crossbar with a penalty. Liverpool have tested Dubravka with a few strikes from distance, another one there from Wirtz. And the best chance outside of that we probably had was a great bit of play down the left-hand side between Dominic Szoboszlai and Milos Kerkez, which resulted in Kerkez pulling it across the 6-yard box and Burnley defended it. And if they didn't, Jones would have had a tap in. Liverpool are like a well-run machine. It does job, but there's no passion, said Gary. I wouldn't even say that machine, Gary, is particularly well running at the minute, bro. It's going through the motions, is more what I'd say. Szoboszlai. Back to Frimpong. Back out to Curtis Jones. And we do have that poll running in the chat for you. Does it feel like Liverpool are willing to write off this season? Yes, no, or unsure? We'll revisit that one at half time. So we'll leave it running for the next 9 minutes or so. Logan said, "Hey Craig, I'm watching from Spain today. Cold here." Well, I'm watching from Ireland, dude, and I bet you it's colder. But hello to you, Logan, and welcome in again, my friend. Where is our club? I'm lost. What's happened? So, disconnect, David. That's the word of the day, bro. Disconnect. Excuse me. Yeah, lucky David. Yeah, disconnect, mate. That's what it feels like at the minute. Someone said it to me yesterday, and that's the word I'm going to stick with. There's just a disconnect with the manager and the fan base. Dutch, the reason a top football nation never won a World Cup, said ESG Soccer. Again, I struggle to think it's just a Dutch thing because each person is their own man, their own coach, their own person. So yeah, I'm not going to try to tar a whole country with one brush, but certainly this doesn't feel like us. It's just, I don't know. It's just something that isn't there, that doesn't connect us to this coach. Or at least I'm speaking for me, I don't mean to speak for everybody. 7 minutes to go in the first half, still scoreless. Kanade, Frimpong, crossing from him deep. Gakpo nods it down, but Burnley nodded away. And they clear their lines. Ay, ay, ay. Connor said, "Seeing United and Chelsea's owners have made me cool a little bit on FSG, to be honest. Have massive flaws, but definitely not the worst owners in the league." Yeah, I'm kind of the same on that, Connor. You know, a lot of my gripe about FSG was the lack of spending. And this summer, they broke the British transfer record twice and backed the manager. So, yeah, look, I find it difficult to really carry on in that narrative because I feel like they've stepped up. But now I'm asking, do they have the balls to sack the coach? You know, do they have the courage to make the tough decisions that need to be made? Kirkes gets a yellow card here for a late challenge on a Burnley player. So that's a yellow for Milos. Yeah, like, why isn't the head coach being fired? That I don't get. And I'm not buying into this, we won the league, so that gives them carte blanche to be shit. I'm not having that. So, 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go, roughly in the first half, and we still await the breakthrough. Oh, yeah, yeah. Jones. Is it weird, lads, that I don't even feel the same sense of passion watching this today? I can't, even missing the penalty. Normally I'd be understanding of a player missing it, but obviously angry that we haven't scored. And at the moment, I'm just feeling like when something like that happens, when Dom steps up and maybe we miss a penalty, I kind of just feel like in my head, of course that's happened because that's what Liverpool do these days. You know, anything that kind of can go wrong will go wrong is kind of where my head's at the minute. So when you see a penalty coming back off a crossbar, you're thinking, but of course. Dom chose power over accuracy. I disagree with that. I disagree with it. What Dom did is to try to go into the high area of the goal. If you could get the ball above a goalkeeper's shoulder into a side of the pitch, there's something, and don't quote me exactly on this, but I remember Vladimir Smicer saying it once, there's something like an 80% chance you score. So all Dom had to do was just keep that a little bit lower, and that's a goal. So it was centimeters away from being perfect. So, you know, it wasn't a Panenka that went wrong or someone that was skied over the bar. I totally see what he was trying to do. Just the execution of it was just a little bit off. You know, it's very difficult for a goalkeeper if you get any height on it. And I say that as a former goalkeeper. You know, you're praying for one's waist height or into a side corner. Oh, Jones, Ekatike, Wirtz, 1-0. Florian Wirtz, he's there. Go on, Flo. Florian Wirtz into the top corner. Liverpool 1-0. Wirtz is at it again. Come on. Our boy is in great form now. Goals and assists all over the shop, and Florian Wirtz gets the breakthrough with a wonderful goal into the top corner. Come on, Flo. There you go. 1-0. Ekatike, he battles down the left-hand side, gets to the byline, puts a cross in, saved by the keeper, comes to Jones. Jones pulls it back to Wirtz, gets it out of his foot and buries it top corner, 1-0. Come on. Lovely goal that from Florian Wirtz. Well done for Hugo Ekatike as well, battling on the left. Back to Jonesy. He pulls it back, one touch, top bins. There we go. Brian's gifted 50 Anfield Agenda memberships as well. Whoop whoop! 1-0. Go on, Wirtzy. Oh, I'm so happy for him. He's really, really starting to come good, lads. Really, really starting to come good. Craig, same coach has made us like this. Scared. Look, I'm happy. We've gone ahead. I'll take that. And delighted for Wirtz as well. Let the good times continue for him. ESG Soccer said, only good thing about this season is Wirtz is the boy. Yep. And we're starting to see exactly what I said, the player we were getting. You know, you can say a lot of things about me on this channel, and a lot of them probably right, but you can never accuse me of not backing Florian Wirtz from the minute he walked through the door and standing and saying I've no doubts. None. This dude is a baller and he's showing it, which is great. So delighted for Flo, and hopefully that run continues, because what a shining vein of form he's in now. Burnley now on the counter. Liverpool getting bodies back. And it's a good effort here from the Reds to get bodies back as well. 3 of them busting a gut there. Jones, Szoboszlai, Virgil all to get back in. Well done, boys. Good effort. Right, don't forget our poll is running. Does it feel like Liverpool are willing to write off this season? So, for all that lovely attacking play, which again it was, and it was beautiful to see, and well done to the boys. Again, imagine not wanting to add in a bit of an extra solid bit of defensive stability to this. Now, let's not get carried away with ourselves, lads. We are beating Burnley at home, which we should be doing. Bigger tests to come over the next week or two, but from a kind of selfish perspective, I'm glad that this is just bringing more and more confidence into Wirtz's game. Because we need him. We need that confidence. We need that swagger. And we need that style of play. We still want to have that conversation about Cherky versus Wirtz. That some people were trying to say City got the better player. Come on now. 2 minutes added on with the ref at the end of the first half. Wirtz. And by the way, we've given Florian Wirtz a lot of love, and rightly so, but let's not forget our boy Hugo as well. Mr. Ekitike has come into Liverpool and just taken to it like a duck to water. It's been great to see. And I'm not just talking about on the pitch, just Hugo Ekitike just gets it. Just gets what it is to be a Red. And a fantastic bit of business in the summer. What a season he's been having so far as well. And again, great to see Wirtz finally starting to feel more and more comfortable out there. Burnley, 30 seconds to go in the first half. Kyle Walker. Burnley inside the Reds penalty area now, but dispossessed. Good challenge. Jones, Wirtz. Liverpool have an overlap here. Come on, boys. Right decisions. Gakpo squared, and of course it's fucked up then. See, those attacking patterns are ones that we need to be better in. Watch this counter. So the ball's released there, and once Jones plays that to Wirtz, we should be in here. We should be in. That ball should have been out to Frimpong. Look at the space. Look at the fuck. It's just wrong decision making again in the final third. Even the manager fucking knows it's written all over his face. Should have went out right side to Frimpong. Once it went to Cody Gakpo, I never really felt much was happening after that. Gakpo with a cross in here. Keeper comes out, flaps at it. Ref blows up for half-time. And at Anfield at half-time, it is Liverpool 1, Burnley 0. Dominic Szoboszlai hit the crossbar with a penalty. And a couple of minutes later, Florian Wirtz buries one into the top corner. Boys playing good footy today. Wirtz needs the key. Said Dave. Thank you, Dave. Right. We asked you, does it feel like Liverpool are willing to write off this season? 68% said yes, it does feel like that. 18% said no, and unsure 14%. And thank you to everybody that takes the time. Stop breathing into the mic. Fuck you, I'll do whatever I want. How about go fuck yourself? Stop breathing into the mic. I'm terribly sorry, mate. I'll just stop breathing altogether. How dare I have a head cold and try to work? Imagine, try not being a dickhead. How about that? It's okay to be Craig curious. Anyway, let's get back to the comments. We're living in the Arcade Fire song Lightning, fourth place anthem playing tonight on a broken radio. Thought we'd reach the mountaintop but feel so low waiting for lightning. Why are you guys blaming Gakpo? No one's blaming Gakpo, we're just saying he's not having a very good game. It's not blame. We can't blame anyone when you're winning. We just think Cody Gakpo's been a bit, again, predictable. For the goal, imagine that was Gakpo on the left instead of Ekitike. But it wasn't, thankfully, and it was Ekitike, and he did make something happen. And well done to Curtis Jones as well, by the way, getting his head up in that condensed penalty area and being able to pick out the pass to Florian Wirtz. Dad, what time will dinner be ready? I'm starving. You know you don't get fed, son. Don't be silly. There's no food for you in this house. Go out and get a job, you lazy git. Slot looking disappointed at Gakpo. Should be his sign to not start him again. 6 months in with you, Craig. Keep pushing, mate. Love the agenda. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, he did look happy with him, to be honest, at the end of that first half, but understandably so. This is what we keep talking about, isn't it? A lack of options, really, or a lack of people breathing down your neck for certain positions. What did I think of the derby? I didn't watch any of it, Kieran, to be honest, mate. I rolled out of bed, had 2 cups of coffee and jumped on here to start doing the watch along. I was just keeping an eye on the derby on my phone, and then people were telling me in the chat. And from what I gather, people said United very, very, very deserving of the win. Thought you were going to say a lack of breathing down the microphone. The funny thing is, the microphone's like probably way further away from me than it should be. Like most people that have their microphones within 6 inches of them. I like to keep it a little bit further away because I feel more comfortable that way, but can't help it but breathing. So I was terribly sorry if my breathing annoys anybody. It's a bit difficult when you've got a head cold, trying to talk, breathe, wheeze, and not cough. Szoboszlai needs to stop posing and hurry up. I disagree with you on that. I don't know what you mean by posing. Yeah, please feel free to explain that one to me. I'm genuinely confused. Like, how is Dominic Szoboszlai posing? I think he's playing well. Like the penalty was unlucky. It happens. Yeah, I think Dom's in good form, and I think a lot of good things are happening and going through him. Feels like individual brilliance wins the game. Look, I've been thinking a little bit about that actually, Tipsy Dipsy, because I use the phrase a bit myself to talk about individual brilliance and moments. Is that being unfair? And I'm not having a pop at you, I'm asking this about myself more than anything. Because that goal you can look at and say it was individual brilliance, right? But then, at what point is any goal not individual brilliance? How much of it is patterns of play, and how much of it is down to the coaches? That's something I've kind of found myself questioning of my own thought processes, because I've said it a few times over the last few weeks as well, that it feels like some of these moments are individual moments of brilliance rather than coaching know-how. I don't know. And, I don't even know if I should be bothered with the answer as long as it sees us winning the game. But definitely doesn't feel like... I don't know. I don't want to be unfair to Slot either, because I do feel we've moved the ball quicker today, and I do feel we've tried to do some of the things I've asked us to do, which is move the ball side to side quicker, try to create some overloads. So there are things that I can see that the attitude is a bit better out there, and I don't want to be wholly unfair to the manager. I want to try to give a balanced view on what I'm seeing. I probably do lean more to a couple of wow moments from Hugo Ekitike, and then, as I said, good vision from Jones to pick out Wirtz and a great finish, but I thought maybe I am being unfair there. John said, big love from Australia, Craig. Top man. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. Much love to you as well, my friend. You'll stop breathing when you see the Szoboszlai pose. I told him. I said, Dom, get out there, give me blue steel. I'm nothing else, Dom. Get out there, give me full blue steel. I want it. Shadow said, still too slow though, Craig. We've had plenty of opportunities on the break and we've slowed it down. Yeah, that counter-attack right at the end of the first half, that is one that, again, I just can't help but think it's just wrong decision-making. And as soon as the ball ends up at Cody Gakpo's feet, let's be honest. Come on, let's fucking call it as it is. When the ball ended up at Cody Gakpo on that counter-attack, did you think that was the end of it? Because I did. And I kept saying, right, go right, go right, go right, because Frimpong was in the space. Nimrod Herwitz said, so obviously Slot understood he won't keep his job with this slow football. So finally there is at least some glimpses of faster football. That's true, but look, again, we got to talk about these things in context, right? It is Burnley at home, so we should be dominating the game. So we're doing things that we're expected to do. For me, the real test for a manager like Arne Slot's going to come away against Marseille in the Newcastle game. You know, tougher tests ahead that will actually see if we've improved or not. And if he does, fair play. But, you know, Burnley at home is a game we should be winning comfortably. David Coughlin said, finished the Leaving Cert project, huge sigh of relief. Well done to you, my man. Good to get it out of the way. Right, again, a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, about the bench. But before we do, don't forget, we will have another predictions game coming up on Big Up for the Marseille game. If you'd like to come and join us, scan the QR code in the bottom corner of the screen, download the Big Up iOS app, or head over to bigup.com. And the game will be live in the next day or so for the Marseille game. If you'd like to come and join us, remember you need to be aged 18 years or over to come along and play the sweepstakes game on Big Up, which is a predictions game with yes or no questions. So we hope to see you there for Marseille. Right. Elk said, Craig, still unbeaten since I bought this new Liverpool shirt. I know you aren't superstitious, but man, it's working. Look good. You do you, bro. You do you. If it's working for you and the results are going, you keep doing it. Right, so the bench today for the Reds, should Arne look to it. Joe Gomez, Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister, Federico Chiesa, Georgie Mamardashvili, Andy Robertson, Trey Morris, Leone, Calvin Ramsey and Rio Engamoa. That is your Liverpool bench. Leona said, I love being part of this community, WFM. WFM to you. It's been a while since. Can we get a WFM spamming in the chat? It's been a while since we've had a bit of WFM going. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, get that WFM emoji or those 3 letters going in the chat. Payne said, Craig, I feel we need a more creative player on the left wing. Gakpo's too predictable. He does not add the chaos that a winger should bring. He's a good backup, but not a starter. Exactly. But we didn't need to bring in anybody else, remember? Because we weren't blocking the pathway through for Rio Engamoa, who isn't getting any game time. Look, I have a real bee in my bonnet when there are positions on in a game of football on a pitch where there aren't competition for places or there aren't people fearing repercussions. And there have always been certain positions under Arne that I think have a real lack of accountability there. So Salah has no competition, never has. On the left-hand side this year, Gakpo has no competition. Our centre-backs have no competition. Gravenberch has no competition. There are so many places in the team where nobody fears somebody coming in and taking their spot because there isn't anyone. Or the manager just won't use them. Whatever happened to Newlawn? Oh, I got your Newlawn, buddy. Don't you worry. I got your Newlawn. You don't blame it on the sunshine. You don't blame it on the moonlight. You don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie. There he is. There's your new Lon Voider. Huh? Imagine not having a dancing alien on your channel. That could never be us. Joe Cavalier said several players want out of Liverpool, had enough. What's going to really wind me up, dude, is for the whole second half of this season, we're going to have to look at Canade having eyes elsewhere. And I was said this last night on the Late Night Agenda. I was watching the Premier League show with Roman Kemp, and he was talking to Kaveh Solokol on Sky. And part of the conversation was around Mark Gay and the centre-back situation at Liverpool. And Roman basically turns around and said, well, Liverpool know Canada is not going to sign a new deal and he's probably going to be off. So we know that's happening. We know Gomez is probably going to go in the summer as well. Virgil's 34 and we've got young Leone. How is there not a rush to get a centre-back in? I don't get it. And how was Mark Gay not a market opportunity? Our under-21s are 7-0 up against Arsenal, by the way, for anyone who's interested. 7-0 up against Arsenal. 7. The Gaming Guru said selling Lucho in the summer was a mistake, as our owners you can't write off a season because it doesn't get you Champions League, and that's 100 million gone. Again, these are the type of hypocrisies that I like to call out when we get told it. We don't want to replace Luis Diaz because we don't want to block the pathway for Rio. Yet we're the very ones blocking the pathway for Rio. And then there's other stuff. And the manager was saying yesterday about, this club being the only club that has to sell and other clubs only buy, and all this other waffle that he came out with in the stuff late in the press conference last night that just wound me up. Well, in the embargo section of the press conference. Individual brilliance or not, the main thing is that the main thing is what are you doing by the way, how you're set up, because conceding is sometimes individual mistakes too. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with a bit of individual brilliance to win a game. I'm all for it. And we know now if we keep a clean sheet second half, we'll have 3 points. You're going to want me to think this, aren't you? Boom, 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 boom. Florian's in the room. His touch is like a feather. The Reds' new midfielder. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. I'm old enough to actually remember belting out that song. Yeah. Do you think Edwards wants to go so we don't care? No. Why would Edwards want to go? Like, he's sporting director at Liverpool Football Club. I don't know why on earth he'd want to go anywhere. Like, this is the pinnacle. So I'd like to make a slight change to your Boom Boom song. It should go, boom, 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 boom. Florian's in the room. His touch is like a feather. We'll win this shit together. You need something a little bit different, mate. We're on to something, but it needs a little tweak. Bit of Venga, boys. Right, we're underway for the second half. Win 2-0 or win 1-0 and Rio subs Gakpo last 30 minutes. I'd like to see Rio. Come on. Yes, that would very much be welcomed. Simon Carroll said, more incentives and vary play in glimpses, but Gakpo's becoming a spoke in the wheel. Frimpong and Kirkes both having good games. I can get on board with that, Simon. I can get on board with that, mate. No, all I have is in my head now. Thanks for that. Burnley now tried to play through. Fell there from Curtis Jones on Anthony. Free kick, Burnley. Right, we will sync up at 46:30 for everybody. My clock's always a second or so ahead, so bear with me when I just pause this for 1 second. There we go. Right, there we go. So we are now coming up to 46:30. So 46 minutes and 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 and 40. Right, Burnley in possession, centre of the park. They move it out left-hand side. No changes, by the way, for Liverpool at half-time. The Keep said, on the subject of Ingamoa, why are they so focused on preventing stress fractures? Isn't it an ACL you should worry about? The key to that is more recovery. I don't know how we. I'm confused, mate. Sorry. Engamoa and stress fractures. I'm maybe I've missed something, but I'm not really sure where we're at with that conversation. Oh my days, Canade again. Yeah, Canade just passed the ball out of defence straight to a Burnley player. But you know, nothing to worry about there because we've got loads of centre. Oh shit, we don't. Oh, and Burnley nearly equalised. They drag it just wide of the top corner. And again, we get away with one. Yeah, thankfully, the shot flew over Allison's crossbar, but again, individual stupidity. Gravenberch. Ekatike. Soboslai. Out left side to Gravenberch. Ekatike. He keeps it in. Back to Gravenberch. Gakpo. Of course, cuts right side. Oh, lucky. Unlucky. Oh, lucky boys. Some lovely football after Cody Gakpo does the obvious and cuts back in again. Ball goes through. Ekatike plays a one-touch nutmeg, and then the ball goes through. They bring it out to Frimpong right-hand side, and he shoots over the bar. But that little sexy touch, the one-touch nutmeg from Hugo Ekatike in there was chef's kiss stuff. It was beautiful. Honestly. It really, really was incredible. Burnley now on the attack. Frimpong gets back in defence. Well done, Jeremy. Soboslai giving us a bit of blue steel here on the attack. He gets brought down to ground. Free kick, Liverpool. Gakpo. You'll never guess what he does. Go on, have a guess. Here he is. Oh, he goes to the byline this time and puts a cross in and wins a corner. It's almost like some things can happen if you do go, you don't just turn right, Cody. Well done. Goes around the outside this time, puts in a cross, goes off Kyle Walker, Liverpool corner. A. Michael said, Craig, when gauging his medical at Liverpool, what deal was on the table from how much were the wages per week? If my memory's correct, it was about 200 grand a week. That was being discussed, if my memory's correct at the time. Corner here to Liverpool anyway, which Gakpo takes. It's coming out with a bit of snow on it, and it drops through on the far side. Yeah, that was something. How have we played, mate? Quicker. Quicker is probably The fairest way I can describe it. And some individual class as well. There's been some good bits of movement. Some great play. I mean, Ekatiké's had a good game. Wirtz had a good game. I think penalty miss aside, Szoboszlai has a good game. Jones has looked sharp. Frimpong's looked good. Kirkes has looked good. You know the way you do research on your opposition and stuff when you're a coach and you're doing out your tactics and your plans and you look at the GPS of players and where they've moved to and all. It must be so fun when a right back is looking at defending Cody Gakpo and he sits down as defensive coach and they try to work through what's going to happen. So when Cody gets the ball, it doesn't matter. Just immediately turn to your left and that's where he's going. Just show him the right hand side all you want down the line. It's not going to happen. Just immediately he's going to go left. So that's all you need to worry about is just remember to turn left. Allison now. He goes long. And Walker goes back to Dubravka. Virgil. Kind of just aimless knocking the ball back and forth here between the two sides and eventually it goes out for a throw in on the far side of the pitch. Szoboszlai. The Wirtz. Oh, unlucky. They just about got a block in. Florian Wirtz had done so well there. Skipped his way through the Burnley defence and eventually got crowded out right at the end. But again, you can see the class shown through there from Florian Wirtz. It's a lovely touch. He's got that Luis Suarez-esque ability, doesn't he? To kind of slalom his way through the fences, even when it looks like he's surrounded by players. Florian Wirtz. Burnley now, playing through a bit of space in Liverpool's midfield. Again, look at the space they have on their left if they can move this ball across. Look at the space, number 23, look. Frimpong's now eventually paying some attention. Burnley recycle it back. We've not really got many forward here. Ball comes in, Wirtz gets a head on it. Second ball breaks. And Frimpong's being fouled, so the referee gives a free kick to the Reds. Right, let's have a look in who's doing well and what. So, we have some people in the money. Ed Cantwell, well done, mate. Doug, still in the money. Jack, Caps, all over him, big up, well done. Liverpool lad, still in the money. Nice. Ooh, we've got some winners here today so far, folks. Keep going. Jake, well done to you. Bradley Warren, well done. Anfield Agenda, we're still alive as well. Referee plays an advantage here. Kirkes into the left channel to Cody Gakpo. Wirtz. Gakpo. Back to Gravenberch. Wirtz. Another lovely slalom little run from him. Back to Gakpo. It's cleared off the line. Again, Florian Wirtz. Magic opening up that Burnley defence. And Gakpo strikes cleared off the line. Brian said, you'd figure a professional footballer who cares about being great would work on strengthening his weaker foot. At least that doesn't seem to be for Cody Gakpo. But again, the irony, Brian, is Semenyo, one of the most two-footed players you'll ever see naturally, was available in this market for a pretty fair fee. And again, Man City went and got him. Why is there loads of laughing emojis in the chat? Oh, my face. Did like my face say something? Sorry. I presume we're probably talking about when Cody Gakpo picked up the ball, because I didn't even want to say it again. I just, you know. Wirtz. Soboslai. 56, almost 56 and a half minutes on the clock. Still Liverpool leading with that wonderful Florian Wirtz goal to 0. Jones. So what do we think about Curtis Jones today, by the way, folks? He's a player that often divides opinion, myself included. But I've got to say, I think today, again, it's been one of Curtis Jones' better performances. You know, say what you want about Curtis, whether you like him, don't like him, think he's good enough or not. But one thing I always give him credit for is he always looks forward and he's always trying to create something. Soboslai, Wirtz, Gakpo, Ekitike, his shot's blocked, comes back out to Milos Kerkez. Sorry, I was just worried because Wirtz was hunched over for a sec, rubbing his left leg. Hopefully he's all right. Frimpong, go on, Jeremy. Cross in. It's cleared away by Burnley. Second ball drops to Wirtz. Gravenberch. Gakpo. He must have got lost there because he used his left foot for a second. Gakpo again. Cross in with his left foot. And again he wins a corner. Hopefully he's learning something here. That's twice Cody's got on the outside and twice he's won us a corner with it. Is Salah on the bench today? No, he's not back just yet. They play Nigeria in the bronze match, and then he'll be back. Maybe in time for the Marseille game. Might come a little bit too soon, but this will certainly be the last league game we'll be without him. Corners, this is Liverpool have had 6 so far. Gakpo to take this one again. Let's see what he does with this delivery. Either comes in back off the bar or the keeper touches it right under his crossbar, but we'll talk about that in a second now. Burnley on the counter. Why are the 2 Liverpool players both drawn to the same player? Come on, boys. Gravenberch has it. Jones. Out left side. Kerkez. To Gakpo. Soboslai. To Jones. Where do you think we'll finish in the league? Do you know what? Part of me thinks we can get third. Yeah, third or fourth is probably where my head's at for the league. Which, by the way, let me just say, isn't acceptable. I don't, I'm not going to rewrite history. The ambition was to either try to defend the Premier League title or win the Champions League, and that's the yardstick at which I'm measuring this team this season. Finally, some engaging play. I must be dreaming, said Bobby. Well, we still got to kill this game off, mate. But yeah, look, we are an hour into it. We are 1-0 up, and we have dominated possession and dominated territory, as you would expect at home against Burnley. Virgil, Soboslai, Kanade, into Gravenberch. He's fouled, so it's a free kick to Liverpool, pretty much on the halfway line. Out left side, Gakpo, Kerkez, Wirtz, back to Kerkez. who seemingly didn't want to keep the ball in play there. Must be some, I don't know, some thinking there I didn't get, but he lets the ball go out anyway for a throw into Burnley. Burnley on the attack. Move it right side. Walker. He switches up the angle of attack now, goes across left side. Frimpong's there. Burnley still in possession. Cut inside. Goes past Liverpool players that they aren't there. They recycle it. Anthony. Back again. They try to ping one into the right channel, but they're not on the same wavelength, thankfully, and it goes behind for Liverpool goal kick. The Mir said Gakpo could score 3 OGs and still be on the field. Look at Wirtz's touch map there that they're just bringing up on screen. It's crazy. It's fair to say Florian Wirtz has been everywhere today. Oh, Liverpool have given it away here. Burnley, Canade, he's tried to score an own goal now, lads. Fuck me. Oh, lads, we are defensively a shambles. Thank God we got away with that. But that should have been 1-1. I don't even know what to fucking say. I don't even know what the actual fuck is going on. Canade tried to score. So we give the ball away. Then Burnley play a counter. Ball squared across. And Canade forces Alisson into making a save. I'm not trying to lie to you. Canade slides in and forces Alisson to make a save by going with his wrong foot. If he goes with his left foot, he puts it behind for a corner. But he goes with his right foot, and thankfully Alisson dives across and makes a save. That's Burnley corner comes in, punched away by Alisson. Another Burnley cross is deep. I'm going to say this again, so when it happens again, it doesn't. Not bringing in a centre-back is the epitome of idiotic. Especially when we have Coco the Clown at centre-back, who can't go 2 games without doing something brain dead. And that time, he already passed the ball to a Burnley player today at one point. And that time there, he was trying to score. How do you go for that with your wrong foot? Now imagine this was against a good team. Again, we're trying to shoot ourselves in the foot. But we've no competition, so guess what there won't be? Any accountability yet again. Carl says, thanks for all your hard work. My pleasure, mate. Appreciate you. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. Burnley have equalised. It's 1-1. I can't even talk you through it yet because I just looked up to see the ball hitting the net as I was reading out a comment. So Burnley moved the ball down our right-hand side. One pass through the middle, and Coco the Clown can't get across to get a block in. Look at this again. Can't get a block in. Shot into the corner, 1-1. Can't defend for shit. And Canada's once again at the scene of the crime. Not great. I'm going to say it. Alisson could have done better. Should have done better as well. Not great from the goalkeeper. Absolutely horrendous again from Canade. Can't defend for shit. 1-1. And all the good play and all the hard work and all the good stuff that got us into the lead, all out the window. Again, 2 minutes of brain dead defending. Is it ever going to stop, lads? Is it ever going to fucking stop? Just remember one thing. Remember one goddamn thing. Just remember this. If you take nothing else on my stream today, please just remember what I'm about to read out to you. The Echo understands that Liverpool do not regard signing Mark Gay this month as a market opportunity compared to last September and this coming summer, and are thus unlikely to change their stance over resisting a late effort to Gazum City. Liverpool Football Club did not see Mark Gay as a market opportunity. Meanwhile, 1-1. One fucking shot on target. One. In the whole game for Burnley. One shot on target. And guess what? 21 shots for Liverpool. 7 on target. And it's 1-1. But we didn't see Mark Gay as a market opportunity. That's the line the Echo are trying to spin to us fucking Liverpool fans. That we're supposed to believe that's shite. That we don't see a defender like Mark Gay at £20 million as a market opportunity. Stop. Give up your job. Stop. Fuck me. Imagine actually reporting that with a straight face, like. And not saying, how Liverpool don't see this as a market opportunity is beyond comprehension, which is what should be written. But no. Nick said, sell Canade now. You won't sell him. You won't get money for him. Because him and his agent know they're going to get a big signing on fee in the summer when he goes elsewhere. This is the man that some people are trying to tell me was worth 250 grand a week. Unfortunately, this doesn't stop till slot goes, said Luke Belton. Soboslai, deflection save. Look, we could pour on, we could get a late winner here. It's very possible we still go on to win this game. But my God. Just because the Echo says it doesn't mean Liverpool board says it. Well, let me put it to you another way, Malty. Did we fucking sign Mark Gay? And who do you think they just pulled this stuff out their arse? They're briefed this, mate. They're briefed it. This is why all the little yes men get all the opportunities. Because they do the club's bidding. They brief the bollocks that they're being told. So you can say it's Liverpool board said it or not. But ultimately, did we sign Mark Gay? Did we make a bid? Did we try to get him in this window? No, we didn't, bro. We didn't. So whatever you say about the Echo or not, ultimately, we didn't sign Mark Gay. We didn't see that as an opportunity. And we're stuck with Coco. For all United's drama, here we are, worse, said Norbert FC. Second half, FC annoying me. Canade lazy defending. Help. And we got a warning sign a minute ago from it as well, which was funny. Like, we let them in a minute before that, remember? I don't know who gave the ball away. It was a misplaced pass from the left side of our defence out. Burnley got it. They played the ball across the 6-yard box and Canade slides in with the wrong foot and nearly scores an own goal and Alisson makes a save. Fast forward 2 minutes later, Canade doesn't get across to close down his man. Shot goes in, 1-1. And by the way, Alisson was horrendous. Let's be honest about that. Alisson should have saved that. That should not have gone in. That should have been saved with his foot, or either way. The goalkeeper shouldn't be beaten from that angle. Canade was horrendous, and Alisson wasn't good enough in that moment. Let's be honest about it. And I've warned about Alisson in recent weeks as well. Something feels a little bit off about Ali. His distribution doesn't feel the same. It just feels a little bit more jittery. Burnley drag a shot wide there from Anthony. They're getting confident. Matthew said, I don't blame Slot for this. Canade is all he has. I do understand where you're coming from, Matthew. My argument, bro, would be he got rid of Kwanzaa really quickly, and we went into this season underprepared because we didn't have enough centre-backs. But I do understand where you're coming from. I don't hold him responsible for the recruitment either. Alisson with a huge save to deny Canade. That was an Anfield sector. The comment just proves our point that centre-back is a mandatory. Club is mudded. Got to get Xavi in, said Ledge. Unbelievably, had it with Slot. Russ May said, we drew this and happy clappers still say unbeaten run continues. Oh, don't even talk to me, bro, about that unbeaten run nonsense. Brahim said we'll still be told about the unbeaten streak. Would you rather lose now if Slot gets the sack? No, mate, I'll never ever want Liverpool to lose a game of football. I'm not going to get to that point where I'm ever going to say I want anyone to lose a game of football to get a manager sacked. The manager should be sacked because he's not good enough. And we as fans shouldn't have to hope we resort to another loss for it to happen. That, like, it's incredibly sad, isn't it? Just to even think about that. Now, is this 1-1? This is why we need a centre-half. It doesn't send the message that we need a centre-half, then I don't know. Slot needs to leave and bring Alonso in now today, said Charles. Mr. Acentino said we're going to lose this one. I think we find a late winner, personally, but again, it's papering over the cracks. I'm trying to be optimistic and feel we get a late winner, but it papers over the cracks. Look, it's very rare that we've ever criticised Alisson Becker because we haven't had many need to. Alisson Becker's been nothing short of incredible with his time at Liverpool. But, you know, that was a soft goal to concede from a defensive perspective. And Ali could have done better. And Canade certainly could have done better. I don't know, lads. It's... Yep. We've 15 minutes to go anyway to try and find a winner. Kirkes now to Gakpo. The substitutions will start coming soon. The emptying of the bench and the praying that Chiesa can save his job again and all the usual stuff, you know. All that money and what has improved for Liverpool. Well, look, we do have Wirtz in the 10 position, which is an upgrade. But look, I keep coming back to it, Gary, mate. And I've said it over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm going to keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. It is idiotic not to get a centre-back. Idiotic. There's no rhyme or reason to not having a centre-back brought in January. And the fact we haven't already done it is an indictment of the recruitment. The fact that they think we can see out this season with what we have is a laughing stock. I'm just... I've got only so many fucks to give at this point around the centre-back situation because I've been saying it. Shot from Gakpo, saved by the keeper. I've been saying it for months. And I've said it over and over again. No competition, no standards. One injury away from a catastrophe. And then Mark Gay gets sold for 20 million fucking pound. You tell me a better centre-back that you will get with Premier League experience 4.5 years. I want to read you out something from Dougie Critchley from Sky, and it's going to take me a minute, so please bear with me. But I want to read this out to you because I want you to know quite how stupid this decision is. This is what he had to say. Now hear me out on this one. Manchester City signing Mark A, and their rivals have all lost. City signed a 25-year-old with 4.5 seasons of Premier League football under his belt, guaranteed starter for England at the World Cup, brilliant character for £20 million. Chance goes there for Liverpool just wide. For £20 million. Absolute bargain. Arsenal, 6 points ahead, but Man City have signed 2 win-now players. One of the best wingers in the league this season and a centre-back who goes a long way to fix their injury crisis. Liverpool, the club that needed him the most, a clear upgrade on Canade and Gomez, failing to sign him in the summer has created a season's worth of problems. Ekitike has the ball in the net, but the flag's up. Flag's up for offside against Ekitike. We'll have a look back at this one. Yeah, he's miles off. He's miles off in the phase of play, so no argument about that. Yeah, I can't have an argument about that. He was off, and then it hits his arm as well. So, no way that goal standing, rightly ruled out. Goes on to say, for its obvious upside for City, the negative effects on the rivals, this feels close to the perfect transfer. And we're nowhere to be seen for it. So here we go now. Rio Engamoa, Alexis McAllister, and Andy Robertson coming on. Cody Gakpo coming off to be replaced by Rio Engamoa. Milos Kerkez coming off to be replaced by Robertson, and Ryan Gravenberch coming off to be replaced by McAllister. Why would Gay come to this clown slot? I wouldn't, said Fowler. Which, again, mate, I think you're helping me make my point that that not sacking Slot has knock-on effects as well, and not doing the right thing in that moment and sacking the manager. All of this has knock-on effects, and people just think I'm an angry lunatic when I say these things. But I know my football, I know what I'm talking about, and I know human nature. Some players feel untouchable and they don't have to put in a shift. The manager isn't getting a tune out of the players. They don't fear any repercussions, and this is what we get as fans from it. And the board not bringing in a centre-back is idiotic. Because even if you don't know that your manager's going to be here in the summer, that's what the sporting director's job is anyway. So look, the club have let us down again at centre-back. And anyone who tries to dress this up to make an excuse for them is just, I think, doing the whole fan base a disservice. Ooh. Unlucky. Maka with a strike from about 12 yards out just flies wide. Yeah, screen does say 2-1. I'm sorry, that's not us. That's on the back end system. I know the screen says 2-1. I can't change that. That's done on a back end system that's operated elsewhere. And yeah, I can't change it. Now it's changed back. There you go. Yeah, sorry, our system's an automated one, which works off another server, but it's updated there now. Apologies on that, folks. We're treading water with this manager. It's a gaming kid. Yeah. Are we even treading it anymore though, mate? Or are we sinking? Going life and death or relegation fodder weekly. Yeah, you're right. And it is weekly at this point, mate. You're not wrong. I saw something that Gay didn't want to come because of the uncertainty of the manager, said Brian Smith. Maybe so, mate, but even at that, that's why I said we need to sack Slot when he was in that run. You know? And it's been pointed up as the brave thing not to do it. It's the idiotic thing not to sack him. How can you say the club has standards and talk about the history and tradition and the winning of our club and then let a manager oversee the worst run of results in modern history? Oh, Jones strikes a shot just wide. Again, so close. Yeah, how could you see a manager who's had more losses in the calendar year than any other manager in Liverpool's 133-year history, gone 3-0 losses, 3-goal losses back to back to back, and not sack him? And people tried to say that he deserves not to be sacked because he won the league last year. This is all the knock-on effect. This is what I call out. Why I call it out. And it's going to continue. Even if we go and pinch this game and win it at the end, as you've all seen, we've gone life and death again with relegation fodder at Anfield. Matthew said, I'm sorry, Slott's tactics today have been good. It's on him. The attackers can't score and Canada can't defend. He has Liverpool aggressive today. I get where you're coming from, Matthew, and I respect your points there. Let me just put one thing to that, but let's just hang on, mate. We are attacking here. Liverpool corner. So let me just say this, Matthew. I totally get where you're coming from, mate, and thank you for your post. But having Canada in the team week after week, not dropping him, not holding him to account, is also part of the problem, right? And same with other players. And that part is on the manager. But I do get your point and where you're coming from. But ultimately, it doesn't matter how sharp we look, mate, or how brighter it gets. We always have a weak spot. And we're always one moment of stupidity away from being in a world of pain again. And that's what we've seen again today, unfortunately, mate. Arsenal winning the league, said Zine. Come on, you Gunners. Look, bro, I've said it before and I will say it again. I'm no hater. Arsenal deserve to win the league and fair play to them. I'll congratulate them when they win it. I'm not going to do to Arsenal what some of their fan base did to us, which is try to undermine a huge moment in your life by saying it was the worst league title or it was the worst league ever or everybody else was inconsistent. I didn't care about that when we won the league, and I found it very disrespectful when others tried to say it, and I'm not going to do that to Arsenal if they win the league. If you win the league, mate, you've deserved it, and congratulations to you. You know, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I'm concerned about life with Liverpool, and my club at the minute, mate, is just swirling around the drain, bro. Swirling around the drain. But I mean that, sincerely. I'm a sportsman. I'm a sports person. I'm a big believer in you go to battle, you go to war, but at the end of it, you shake hands and you say, well done, and you go again. And if your team hasn't been good enough, then it's on you to be better next year. So when I say that with sincerity, I mean it. If Arsenal win the league, deservedly, congratulations. They haven't done nothing wrong to do it. They haven't cheated to do it. They'll have won it because they're the better side, and no problem admitting that. Anybody with a bit of dignity about them should. And don't let anybody take that away from you if you do win it. You've earned it. So was it better delaying Gay for Isak? Me thinks not. But look, I don't know about what was delayed for what, mate. You know, I can't talk about the time frame of the summer business. You know, it's a questionable decision trying to bring in a centre back that late anyway. You know, because most managers will tell you they want time on the training ground to work with new players, to drill new players. And even the way we were doing it, it's like we were trying to be the clever guys. So yeah, look, it's blown up in our faces again. But the real killer here is that we've seen this month he's gone for 20 million quid elsewhere. And we weren't at the races for a player that we had done a medical with in the summer. And ultimately, that's what I can't comprehend. How we wanted him next summer for free. We wanted him last summer for 35 million. But we didn't want them now when our defensive situation has gotten worse. Again, Szoboszlai, it's been all attack. Liverpool wave after wave after wave trying to find the breakthrough here. Szoboszlai burst into the penalty area. His shot or cross is deflected into the goalkeeper's path. Rio's trying to make things happen since he's come on. You know, again, it's hectic here trying to find a winner at the end, but it's all so... We've seen this film before, is what I'm trying to say. Put Robbo at centre-back, it could work, said the gaming guru. Martin Lawrence said the powers that have been decided to write off this season and just hope we qualify for the Champions League next season, so they trying to treat us fans like idiots. I've been saying that for years, dude. We as fans can't keep writing off seasons. You know, I guarantee you if FSG's bottom line starts suffering, things will change very quickly. But being the nice guys and not sacking Arna has us here. Oh, here he is. 87-minute time. Guess who's coming on? Federico Chiesa for his garbage time minutes. 3 minutes, Fede. There you go, son. 3 minutes. Go and save the day. Curtis Jones off, Fede on. And you know what? I hope he fucking does. I hope he does. And I hope he goes over to Arna and gives it the full fucking eastbound and down treatment. James said, this hurts too much. Not sure how much longer I can take this. This Liverpool shouldn't be like this. Standards are not okay. We've zero chance of winning the Champions League, said Mackie. Well, that's what I said, mate. Again, some of the argument was keep Arna in. What if we win the Champions League? Would we stay then? Like, there's so many big leaps of faith happening there that aren't basically anywhere based in reality. You know, we're not going to win the fucking Champions League the way we're playing. We're going life and death with relegation fodder. You know, we ain't going to be out there beating Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid and Barca over 2 legs or in a final. Come on. Just do the decent thing and sack this goddamn manager now. Even if we win this game, I don't care. I'm sick of it all. Just sack this manager and get rid of Canade while you're at it. Frimpong. This is sad to see, another depressing game. Still a chance to win this, and we may win it. But even at that, it's papering over the cracks again. And of course, I'm a red and I want us to win this, but fuck me. All we had to do in the second half is keep a poxy clean sheet and we win the game. It's all Liverpool again here at the end, trying to find a breakthrough. Goal kick, Burnley. Double change here for Burnley. Hannibal and I'm not sure who the other gent is coming on, but double change coming up for Burnley. And by the way, those over on Big Up, well done. We still have plenty of people there in the money, so well done to all of them. Liverpool 07, TCS Weaker, Liverpool Lad, well done to all of you. Anfield Agenda still doing well there as well. Edwards Florentino off for the double change here for Burnley. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad people are at least making fun of the unbeaten run in the chat and saying, yeah, unbeaten in 12. Yeah, that's got to be the fucking narrative. Like, you know it. You know the top reds and the happy clappers will give us the whole unbeaten in 12 shtick. About to go into stoppage time, lads. Ref comes over the book, Scott Parker, I think for letting a ball go on the pitch or something. Busy Media said, haven't we suffered enough? Yeah, man. I feel your pain. Come on, boys. Grab a late winner. 7 minutes added on. So there is time. 7 minutes added on. Kwanzaa is Nesta in front of Canade. Unbelievable, said Fowler. Thank you, mate, for your super chat. Appreciate you. Rio puts it across deep to the far post. Frimpong can't keep it in. It goes behind for a goal kick. Mr. A. Centino said nothing will change until Anfield turns on slot. I don't think Anfield will turn because they're too polite and respectful of a manager that won a league title. But it shouldn't be on the fans that have to turn. It should be on Liverpool to grow a pair and do the right thing. Hughes and Edwards are accountable now for not just the manager, but the failings in the market. You know, let's start pointing the finger of blame because this is unacceptable. Life and death again with relegation fodder. And I'm supposed to believe this team will win the Champions League. Liverpool fan, thank you for the super sticker, mate. Appreciate you. This will be a bad one for us, to be fair, said Tiger Don. Well, there's a free kick here. And a yellow card comes out for a Burnley player. We've got 2 of the 7 minutes played. Soboslai over the free kick, cross in, headed away by Kyle Walker. And it goes out on the far side for Liverpool corner. We're into that hope and pray stuff now, folks. Come on. How can we not break a 3 at the back with Burnley with an attack as strong as this? We've had plenty of chances, to be fair, but for me, it's going to come back to a simple thing. We led at half-time, we keep a clean sheet, we win the game. Now Burnley are on a counter. They're getting bodies forward. They work it into the left channel where they have a bit of space. Canade comes back across. Ball slipped past him to Anthony. He slips inside. Strike blocked. That could easily have been 2-1 and Burnley are still on the attack. Lads, I'm embarrassed for Liverpool Football Club right now. I'm embarrassed that this is happening at Anfield, at our gaff, that Burnley are coming here and pushing for a fucking winner. Jesus Christ. Burnley throw in deep inside our half. Embarrassing. An absolute embarrassment. Burnley at the corner flag now trying to run down the clock. Liverpool get a throw in. We've had 4 minutes of the 7. Robbo's trying to pinch about 15 yards here from the throw in, which is killing up more time. Throw in Liverpool again. Pass straight to a Burnley player. Burnley again goes straight into the corner looking to run down the clock. Liverpool throw in. Soboslai flicks it across to Canade. Frimpong. Liverpool throw in near side. Soboslai, 95 minutes up on the clock. McAllister, Frimpong. Do hit that subscribe button, folks. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. Liverpool still pushing, late pushing. Burnley headed away. Free kick to Burnley. That'll lead up another minute. This one's headed. I'm sorry, lads. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we all have to sit through this week after week. Anger, frustration. I'm sorry. Again, thank you to everyone that has subscribed, and if you haven't done, please done so. With match reaction coming up after the game and our player ratings video as well. We're into the last minute of stoppage time now. The Reds still pouring forward. Soboslai switches the ball out left side. Cross in, again Burnley defend it. Strike over the bar, goal kick, and that will be that. Kirkes is a great game and got subbed off early, said Matthew. I don't know if it was for the yellow or not, but you're right, you did have a good game. The Burnley fans are the only ones singing. They sack him tonight, please. Just please sack him tonight. It's all over. The referee blows the final whistle at Anfield. It's finished Liverpool 1, Burnley 1. Once again, Liverpool have thrown away points. Once again, players over moaning at the referee. It's your fault, lads. It's your fault. Don't look at the ref. Don't look to the crowd. It's the manager. It's the players. It's a failure again. Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, do your job. Fire this manager. He is incapable, inept, and he has taken the heart and soul out of this team. Do your fucking jobs. Never felt this bored watching my team. No tactics, no passion. Board have to make a move this week with Alonso available. Slot has to go. 3 home draws against all newly promoted sides, said Nimrod Hurwitz. Yes, you're all right. It's unacceptable. It's pathetic. And it's inexcusable. There is no getting away with this. It's not good enough. Save us, Shabby, get this fraud out of here. I think I'm done watching till Slot's gone, said official Jamin. I live in the States and work hard all week to watch my team play. I can only imagine the match-going fans, said Brian. And again, apologies, Brian, and to everyone that's sitting through this. Third from bottom, Burnley hold defending champions to a draw while the same champions refuse to see defensive target as not a market opportunity. Slot, Hughes, Edwards get stuffed, said Chris Cat Music. Danny said, get him out. Enrique or Alonso in, Craig. Fire him today. As if we're not on here tonight for the late night agenda talking about Arna being sacked, this club have no ambition. Look, I'm going to say one thing before we finish up and head to the match reaction. I've called for him to be sacked for months. I've told you that a new manager, an interim one, would at least put some fire in the bellies and some fear in those players. They fear no repercussions. They don't fear being dropped. They have nothing to fear from the manager. They have nothing to fear from players breathing over their neck. They have nothing to fear because there is no fear. Nobody can replace them. Nobody's going to drop them. Arne plays his favourites. This is where we're at. This is your Liverpool Football Club. And this is your board telling you you don't need a defender. While Coco the Clown's out there having stinker after stinker and doesn't want to be here. Your club, have your say. You're entitled to it. I'll see you in 60 seconds for the match reaction. Thank you once again to our sponsors, Big Up. We'll see you over there on Wednesday again for the next predictions game. But for now, we're going to head to our match reaction. We'll see you in 60 seconds.